Hey, what's up? What's up? So I recently just shared the full testimony of Aaron Dixon, who is a ex-member of the group Carbonation. And I was really impressed by his testimony, his thoroughness, his conciseness. And I always thought that he was intelligent, even when he was trolling, messing around. But looking at his testimony, it made me reflect back on an interview that I did with him when he was still holding the 3 down. Now, this was after Nature Boy had been arrested and most of the members had basically disbanded and left and kind of jumped ship. It was him left as the only male there. And at that time, they were trying to like spread awareness for the cause and things like that. And I did an interview with him on my channel, and it was really interesting to see like the mindset that he had then, where he was doing whatever Nature Boy told him. Nature Boy told him to stand at his feet. Nature Boy told him to hop on one foot. Nature Boy told him whatever Nature Boy told him. He was his right-hand man, and he was a very obedient, like militant soldier for Nature Boy. And when he got arrested, Nature Boy got arrested, Tru was ready to do what it do. He like, you want us to go against the cops? You want to like following Nature Boy's leadership, he was going to crash out for him by any means.
Get it? There's no more teaching you about your demons. You better be able to catch your demons right now. I've had many meetings, real nigga moments. I've had Dr. Bishop, all of that shit, helping you motherfuckers. Now I'm gonna throw you in the fucking water. Now you're gonna have to swim. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Y'all gonna be put under pressure. And we'll see who really was keeping the knowledge. Okay. Move that out of the way. Yeah, you're loyal. You're loyal. You'll put anything before me.
Anything, anybody. I cut my damn hand off and nigga played it. Use my phone with my left hand.
Well, shit, I already know. I know you. I mean more to you than your own life.
Yeah.
I can feel that. Yeah.
But in that arrest, Nature Boy kind of told him, nah, let's abide, let's chill, let's, do anything like that. So he was fortunate for that to be able to leave the group. Now you see his mindset now where he goes on the stand, he faces Nature Boy. And even when he did a victim's impact statement, he realizes that we were following a psychopath, and he said that, and his words was clear and concise. I'm going to show you guys a piece of when Nature Boy got arrested and how down he was at that time, and then I'm gonna show you guys a clip of his interview that I did with him along with.
When I say move, I mean move, nigga. Your life don't belong to you. Your life belong to me. Your mind belong to me. Everything, nigga. When I say swallow, you swallow, nigga. When I say breathe, you breathe.
All right. So right now he's yelling at Solar, and then this gentleman right here that's standing up, he just entered into the frame. So once he comes into the frame, Nature Boy goes off on him, and then he has another member in the cult smack him very hard.
Your life belong to me. Your soul belong to me, motherfucker. All you motherfuckers.
Pushing 3.
Get on the fucking... Yo, smack that nigga. Fuckers, don't you ever disrespect me, nigga. Fuck is wrong with these niggas, man? No fucking God, nigga. Fuck this phone, nigga. I made this phone and I made you, nigga. Ever disrespect God, nigga. You don't think for yourself. You too. You got a problem with that?
No,
White boy?
No, I was listening.
Nah, you ain't listening to shit. Shut the fuck up.
All right. So this is the white guy who entered into the cult, and he was only there for like a day or so. And after he left, a couple days after he left, Nature Boy then got arrested. That's when SWAT came. That's when it was a whole lot going on. And people pointed the finger to him because he was a white guy. And they were like, oh, he must be the one who took Nature Boy down, et cetera, et cetera. And people thought he was in the FBI and all that.
Feel sorry for him, white boy? Help him out. Call the cops. You the FBI, huh? Fuck you, nigga. Even if you lock me up, nigga, guess what? I'm still, my spirit gonna live, pussy. Don't say shit. It don't matter. Give a fuck if you want. White boy, you can never stop me. I'm God. I'm your nightmare, nigga. I'm God. The black man is God.
All right, so that was just a couple days before Nature Boy got arrested. And then following that, there was a video where he actually got arrested and SWAT came. That particular day that happened, I watched it happen in real time on live. Like, they were streaming it all live. I was going from live to live to live, trying to figure out, is the 3 taken down? What's going on? And I did commentary on it that day. And so here is a video of that. And the first person that you hear is Tru. Tru is telling him, he's the voice where he's like, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do as it pertains to the cops? Like, he was willing to literally crash out for Nature Boy.
We're good. We're good.
Fuck that. What you want us to do? What you want us to do?
You open the front door. Yo, get my wallet. Get my wallet, my phone. My wallet. They breaking the door open. Yo, we're good. We're good. We're coming out. We're coming out. We're good. We're coming out. No need to break anything. Don't shoot. We got a baby.
Boy, I thought you was God. Why you saying don't shoot, you got a baby?
Don't shoot. We got a baby.
Okay, so as you see that was just a very quick clip of when Nature Boy got arrested. I did a whole video on his arrest. I did all kind of commentary on it because I literally watched it in real time all day. But I'm just going to play that back. If you listen again, Tru is the one who, what you want us to do, what you want us to do. And then anything Nature Boy did, he pretty much was a mirror of that. Nature Boy said, oh, we got a baby in here. Then you hear Tru, we got a baby, we got a baby. So anything that Nature Boy was doing, he was ready and willing to follow. Okay. And so if Nature Boy wanted him to crash out, he would have. Let's play it again. Quick.
We're good. We're good.
Fuck that. What you want us to do?
Go in the front.
What you want us to do?
You open the front door. Yo, get my wallet. Get my wallet, my phone. My wallet. They breaking the door open. Yo, we're good. We're good. We're coming out. We're coming out. We're good. We're coming out. No need to break anything. Don't shoot. We got a baby.
Boy, I thought you was God. Why you saying don't shoot, you got a baby?
Don't shoot. We got a baby.
Okay, so this next video is when Nature Boy officially was in jail and he was ordering members of the group to carry out things to get him justice, including trying to get Solar to do witness tampering and telling him to contact Janae, which is the victim. So in addition to that, you see Tru talking to him on the phone, and Tru was ready to carry out anything that Nature Boy wanted still. Cause I couldn't believe they was on this damn phone call. Ooh.
Got you, my chief.
Charges, bro. Please felony charges, bro.
That's crazy.
Don't worry about it.
Those are not gonna hold up.
You coming home, my
I got
chief.
something to tell you. This is designed to show you how powerful you are.
Pushing 3.
This is just another way to show us another.
If he was powerful, he would have told them cops, I am the black man and I am God. And y'all better get away from my door. He ain't powerful because if he was powerful, he wouldn't be behind these people's bars. Talk about this showing you how powerful. No, this is your chance to run, fool. Because next they're going to take your damn son too. Idiot. Talk about this is how powerful you are. If he was powerful, he wouldn't be up in there because he would have had the strength to hold that door closed. Okay? When he said they breaking down the door, if he was powerful, power would have pushed that door closed and not allowed them to break through. That's what you call powerful. Him submitting and going downtown and getting booked, that is not power, sweetie. That's not power, sweetie. That's just an idiot committing crimes online. It's idiots committing crimes online every day. He's just a fool that decided to commit crimes online and he got caught. Okay?
Another obstacle we can get over.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less than that. We're going to get through this and we're going to be like, damn, another one. Another obstacle.
Easy.
New love in the
After
day.
3 o'clock.
Look up the irregardless and plan B. Just look up the visiting hours and make sure I'm good on come.
That's not even the question.
If it come down to that, yeah, we're gonna make sure you all the way straight.
You already
We're
know
gonna
my
put something.
shit.
We're gonna put something together on you know what I'm saying, on our behalf. Nah, I ain't talking about just that. I'm talking about we're gonna put us some together to show who Natiri really is. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna pull all them videos and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have
That's
a
a whole
clip
We have videos.
because that's no evidence and nothing for those.
And
charges.
we'll testify.
And if any of you nature nut cult people are watching, I will allow y'all to call in and plead y'all case. I want to talk to DM me. I know it's somebody over there that can't sleep and is scouring the internet. Y'all send this live to everybody in Nature Nuts Cult and tell them to call me right now. Because we need to talk. We need to talk. DM me. Send this to Nature Nuts Tribe. I already feel like they watching. Send this to them. Tell them, because he gave them permission. Now, he gave them permission to speak. Now, this is y'all chance. Y'all could talk. I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to hear you at. I ain't even going to be confrontational. I just want to ask you a few things, okay? Send this live to the Nature Nut Cults and tell them Nick at Night want to talk.
They took pretty much all the electronic equipment.
All the evidence.
They left one laptop and one iPad.
And the laptop got the information on it.
It's your laptop.
Your laptop's the one that got left behind, but they didn't take the hard drive, so we have all the knowledge stored.
Oh, so you got all the knowledge stored.
Yeah. They just took the actual frame. They didn't take the actual information.
So nothing's on the camera.
Yeah.
On the camera?
Was the SD card in the camera?
The SD, we cleared it like yesterday or 2 days. Like, it was only footage from
On the
today.
hard drive?
Yeah, so we got all that. Yeah, we should have all of that.
We got our footage already.
Well,
Not
it
from
was.
today.
You got your hard drive, Musa?
No, they took the laptop and the hard drive.
They took your laptop and hard drive.
Yeah.
But you hear these bogus ass charges?
Yeah.
Them charges bogus.
That's sad that she would take it to that degree.
I raped, like they saying I raped Natiri.
Nobody, how you gonna rape a prostitute?
But we don't even.
Don't nobody rape no
We
man.
really
She's
don't even need a lawyer
man,
for this.
We don't need no.
You know, I asked the detective, I said, how do you go and prove that? He's like, I don't know, but we gotta lock you up for it overnight.
Right. How do they prove that?
3.
And I'm like, huh?
Do you know that Natiri's sister, her twin sister's child father was there? The one that you checked?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was there. He was like, can I talk to you real quick, Malia? I was like, I don't know you. I'm not talking to you. The detective was like, yeah, I need somebody. I have somebody you need to talk to. And he was sitting on the corner of the wall as I'm walking out. And I'm looking on my shoulder like, who are you talking about? And I look and I see his face. I'm like, man, I don't know you, man. God, I ain't talking to you. And I walked out.
You gotta learn how to calm down, yo, and get
I
information.
do, but
Yeah.
I felt like it was some setup. I felt like it was trying to set
What
up
I've been
something.
saying, you could at least heard what he had to say.
No, they was asking, do you need help? Do you need some
No,
assistance?
they was asking.
Because
They
did
was
the same
trying to
thing with
blame
me.
you.
So
I
I
can't
said
hear
no.
nothing. I can't hear nothing. I can't
One
hear
at a
nothing.
time.
They were asking what?
They was asking if you need assistance. Do you need some help? We have an organization we can help you with. I was like, no, I don't know you people. I don't want to talk to you.
They was trying to. It seemed like they was trying to get me to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like they put these charges on me anyway.
That's crazy though. For what though?
Huh?
There's no evidence.
Yeah, they came in with that
No, they
intention.
said that they said I'm not charged with it. I'm not guilty of it. It's just an accusation.
Right.
But bullshit.
But how are you getting charged?
Nah, you ain't. You gotta go to court to get charged. These are just offenses.
These are the things.
Yeah, the judge determines whether or not you're gonna get charged, but
exactly.
She doing all of this.
Yeah, that's basically what's
They said that with charges like that, somebody got to get locked up.
yeah. All it takes is a chick to say something, they gonna lock the dude up every time.
Yeah, that's
just how it go. That's just society.
This
What does her brother-in-law gotta say to you, Lee?
I don't know, but I know when I was the first person to go outside, and he came right behind me, and he was like, he did it again. He was like, Malia, can I talk to you for a second? I was like, I don't have anything to say to you, because I felt like he was trying to like set me up to say some shit. How he just came out there right behind me, and he was looking around, and then they had this white car that pulled up, that pulled up on the side of the road and sat there for about 15 minutes, and the cop car came right on the side of the car, and then a lady got out the car, went up to the police car, and then pulled up to me and Mama Zoka and started talking to us, and I'm like, hold up. I was putting two and two together. I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking with none of y'all. And so that's why I didn't talk. I didn't say anything, because I feel like they was trying to pin something against us, or trying to make us say something.
Yeah, they was trying to ask for our help and shit. No.
But I'm saying, if we ain't doing nothing, I'm not understanding. We didn't do anything. Y'all could have just told them, nah, that shit ain't true.
But we didn't know what it was about. I just felt their energy. It was like they was trying to like, I don't know.
Nah, they was like, if you need a place to stay, if you need some help,
No,
we have options
for
for
you.
you.
Thinking that shit was real.
Yeah.
But I didn't. First of all, I don't trust that man. I don't know who that man is. Why y'all keep doing that shit?
What they say to you, Jackson? And I know they took Jackson Tyson.
Yeah, they just had me in a little room, and when they opened the door, they just asked me if I seen an assault between you and Tanisha with Queen Malia, and I just said I don't know nothing about that, and they let me out. They let me out with everybody else.
Yeah, same thing here.
Yep.
They said they was trying to build an assault case for that, and I was like, I don't know nothing about that. Right. And then they told us we're going home.
Right. Yeah, they trying to get information. Yeah, that's all they was trying to do.
They was trying to build an assault case on Malia. Yeah. Then they come out of nowhere with the teary shit. I'm in the office like, y'all kidding me? They's like, well, but she has to prove that though.
Right.
She has to prove that I raped her.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be like forced entry. There has to be something that says that I did that.
Right. You got evidence against
that. A rape kit and all that.
Fuck out of here.
You had a rape kit?
No, I'm saying that's what she would have to do in order to justify what she's saying.
Of course she got to get rape kit. And of course she can't just say I raped her, bro.
That can't be enough.
That shit is wild.
She's on Twitter.
Or perhaps she can show the videos of you talking about it online and you alluding that you made her hump you. I mean, does he forget that he records everything online in addition to her statement as well, which sounds a little bit like coercion? So it wasn't necessarily that you pinned her down, but what you said and what she said, it sound a lot like intimidation and coercion. So you recorded that already online. I'm not sure if you and the Nature Nut Colts remember that, but we are around the 7-minute mark right now. Let me show y'all the other video of him talking about it.
I forgot to tell you guys, until he left, I forgot. Yes, last night, unfortunately, she was talking back to me, and one of the females kind of slapped her pretty hard, because she was just out of line. You know, so one of the felines kind of smacked her pretty hard in her face, like, you know, and she kind of like, I don't know who did it, I forgot. In my mind, I thought it was someone that smacked her, or a hand that came out of nowhere and just smacked her face completely. And then,
what do you mean? How are they going to prove it? You talk about everything online, fool! The hell are you talking about? How are they going to prove it? How are they going to know that I did anything to her?
And I was like, whoa, who smacked her? And she was smacked. And then she started talking out of her mouth again, and she said, da-da-da-da, and then she got smacked again. And I was like, oh, whoa, calm down. And she was like, I'm sorry. And then after that, she said she wanted to leave. We had sex, and then I woke up, she was gone, So, yeah, update. But we already know what she's gonna do, right? How foolish. How foolish of her. I don't understand why do people come to my home and try to disrespect me?
All right.
Y'all sleeping upstairs?
Yeah.
Y'all hold me down, man. It's just a test.
We've been here before. Worse.
We've been here before. We gonna work it out.
Yeah, pushing 3.
We know how to get. We know what to do.
We know how to maneuver this one.
Using Securus. Goodbye.
Yeah, that shit not gonna stick.
But don't let it don't let like your anger for what she's doing consume you.
Oh yeah. She don't get what she deserves.
Yeah, don't let it consume you because the part, you know what I'm saying, let her punish her own self. What she's doing has to come back to her. Let that.
It's sad that these fools really believe the hype. They really believe the hype. Don't let what she's doing consume you. Like, shut up. Your son is about to get took because you over there being a goddamn fool. Talk about don't let what's happening. Shut up.
That be her punishment.
We is still on live. We is on live. So
Matter of fact, don't shut up. I actually want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. So don't shut up because I do want to have a conversation with y'all. Did y'all send this live to them and tell them that I want to talk? Send this live to them and tell them to DM me. Tell them to DM me so that I could talk to them. Okay?
yeah.
She dumb as hell. She fried.
This is just mojo for us moving out. She done.
And we have that card on standby in case that's anything.
Yeah, she bugging.
I got my wallet.
You say you gonna call her back?
Yeah. You say you about to call back, so we gonna stand by.
I mean,
on the phone with 3 and he's talking. Please don't talk.
Here we go. Right
Yeah, y'all know she lying. Everybody knows she lying.
Exactly. Yeah. They say you go back and forth.
An incarcerated individual at the Cobb County Jail. Our records show you do not have an account or enough funds to complete this call. To pay for just this call, you
Hey, can y'all hear?
with a one-time transaction fee of $3. This should
All
be a
right,
private
keys,
call.
see you.
Please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To consent to this recorded call, press 1. To disconnect, thank you.
Yeah, hold tight. I'm gonna hit you next.
You may start the conversation now.
So these bitches trying to take me out.
Yeah, we still on live, my chief.
only to realize that that's not possible.
What was
They
that?
gonna all lie on me like that. They gonna all lie on me and they think that that's not gonna like come back on them.
We just got through talking about that.
That's crazy.
She can't take off God, my chief.
You think you could talk to her, someone?
I mean, I could, but for what? Is she? I really think it's not just her. I think it's her. People putting a battery in her back. A couple of influences. I think it's a combination.
Are you dumb? You think you could talk to her, Solar? Are you dumb? And see, Solar, Solar got sense. He said, I could, but for what? Like, I could, but for what? He ain't all the way gone up there. Now, he ain't all the way dumb. He gonna say, you think you could talk to her? Like, fool, do you know that that's witness tampering? That's intimidating the witness. Why would you be telling him on a recorded jail line to call and talk to her?
All lie on me and they think that that's not gonna like come back on them.
We just got through talking about that.
That's crazy.
She can't take off God, my chief.
You think you could talk to her, someone?
I mean, I could, but for what? Is she? I really think it's not just her. I think it's her. People putting a battery in her back. A couple of influences. I think it's a combination. Yeah, and she's a scapegoat to do it through.
Right.
How do you live with yourself after that?
Can't.
You can't.
It's gonna haunt her like Freddy Krueger.
We know that's about to be our footstool.
Right.
And they about to be looking crazy holding that weapon that couldn't do nothing.
Right. Gotta get worse before it get better.
And it brought mad attention.
Definitely did.
Crazy attention.
What's going on the press?
Everybody talking about. Okay.
Every page. So we got 600 viewers in the room right now.
600 in the room now on IG. And then before we even left with the police, there's people pulling. Before everybody left, they had apparently it's like news people pulling up. And then they're talking about you on all over Bigo, YouTube, Miko, YouTube, Sonetta, World News. You know.
Y'all need to get on there and talk for me, man.
Pushing 3.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get on there immediately.
Already.
Y'all slipping. He said y'all need to get on there and talk to the people. Now, I'm willing to talk to y'all fools and give y'all the floor. Y'all, God has given y'all permission to talk. And what better platform than to talk than mine? Wake y'all up and talk. He done gave y'all permission and said talk to us. So where y'all at? Talk to me.
And start getting help. Like, yo, like, what's you waiting for?
Let's get it. You waiting on the word?
Whole time, like,
let's get it.
Let's get it.
Like, what are you talking?
No, we with it.
Yeah, say less on that. We about to
Yo, you see how I felt that shit when I jumped up in the window?
Yeah.
We put it together. He was like, oh, that's what he was feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keys. He's saying he's here. You already know. He here for you.
Somebody said they sleep. They better wake up. They better wake Charlie, go over there and knock on the door and wake them up.
Anybody talking lawyer talk?
Yeah, we talked to a bunch of lawyers
we
already.
Got lawyers on standby. We was just waiting on a confirmed charge before they could move forward.
Now we know which lawyer to move forward with and what to do.
Did y'all write the charges down?
We got a whole paper.
The bitch said I raped her, bro.
Wow. That's nuts. That's nutty.
You don't even play like that.
No, you don't play like that. Oh.
They do. They do.
Yeah, they definitely do. Bro.
They definitely play like that.
Shit just fried.
Revenge porn? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Doing the most.
Revenge for what?
Does the public know about this? Does the public know that other charges?
We can pull up the paperwork. We got the paperwork right here.
And he had that.
And then we got
screenshot right there. That's.
So y'all need to get on Bigo. Y'all need to get on all platforms and start letting people know.
That's a 3.
So they hitting y'all phones or what?
Yeah, a couple of people hit me directly.
Same.
If y'all don't get on over here and talk to me, I am going to tell on y'all. He said that y'all need to get on all of the platforms and speak for him. And not one of y'all has hit my DM yet. And so I am going to tell, okay? So y'all better call me and talk to me about this because he told y'all to do that. And I'm going to tell on you that you're not listening to your God because y'all should not be asleep right now. How can you sleep at a time like this? I'm telling on y'all.
Yeah, come closer.
He said I love you.
I love you, Poppy.
I miss all of y'all. I miss you.
You couldn't. It's hard to even leave.
Yeah. Scales and Elway said they miss you too. They love you.
Man, they better help me.
Right.
They is. I already know they are.
Yeah.
You're gonna be good, Tru. You about to be out of there real soon.
No,
It's about to be like a flash.
We got it.
But expect the worst.
We can't do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
you good. You good. I ain't even about to.
That shit not about to stick. Cause we can expect it.
What she doing is some conniving shit.
Yeah.
It's gotta come. It's gonna come back on her. It ain't gonna fall down on us.
Right.
No, it doesn't even. It's not even mathematically aligned for anything bad to happen to us.
Cause you didn't do anything.
Bro, no weapon form, never.
This is
never.
just another way to show us how powerful we are and how we can continue to get over obstacles.
He ain't powerful nothing. Okay, so as you see that, I recorded that in real time. Like I was on it back when he got arrested. I went live. Immediately, I reacted to the jail call that he did. I even reacted to the interview that Janae, the victim, did as well, all around that time. Now, as y'all seen, I kept on their head like, bring y'all tail up over here, boy. I want to talk to y'all, period. So I got in contact with Tru, aka Aaron, or Aaron, aka Tru, whatever, however. Anyways, Aaron is his name, aka is his nickname. Tru. Anyways, all right, so I got in contact with him and I'm like, let's talk, let's do this interview, and I want to know about y'all, but more importantly, I want to know about you. And he really desperately wanted to make it like about Nature Boy and speak about the knowledge and speak about this, but I tried to like guide it into just focused on him and then get into like other details. So I'm going to put like an hour of that interview in here. I talked to him for a total of like 4 hours long, but I'm going to put like a snippet of it in here. The rest y'all can see on my channel. Okay. So we are live in effect, and we have Tru from, are you guys still going by Carbonation, or what is the
Kingdom of God?
Kingdom of God, from Kingdom of God?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have Tru from Kingdom of God, and we will be asking some questions, getting to know a little bit more about Tru from our platform, my platform, and the Night Owls, and getting a little bit of understanding. I've seen that you have done interviews with, like just different things on Bigo and things like that. So we're gonna get right on into that. You are from, you said the Kingdom?
You can just go by Carbonation. The kingdom of God is the mind of God, and that's the mind that we have. That's the mind that the Most High Chief Three God has given us.
Okay. All right. So before we get started into information about Carbonation, because a lot of people want to know about things that have gone on Carbonation, how you joined, all these things like that. So before we go into a lot of the things that people want to know that they've seen play out on videos, I'm gonna first start with your early beginnings. So I'm gonna play a video for you, a quick video clip, and then I want you to explain to us or elaborate on what you see. All right? Okay.
I don't know if you heard the last part, but my Saturn is in Capricorn, and I was introduced to order and structure at an early age. My Babylon mother had me like, I always had to make up my bed. When I finished playing video games, I had to like wrap the cords back up. When I finished playing with toys, I had to put them back in the box. Everything was very methodical. And then on top of that, my Babylonian father was in the military. So military was me as soon as I logged in. So it's easy for me to understand why order and structure is important. You know how you go over somebody's house and they just got stuff everywhere, microwave got old food in it. That didn't fly in my home. Everything had to be precise and lined up and dressed up. So it was natural that I ended up in the military anyway. And it all stemmed from when my Babylonian mother passed. My Babylonian mother transitioned in, I can't remember, I think it was 2004. I was 15 at the time. And that experience, how I perceived that experience was, this was the universe with peace reflection, this was the universe trying to tell me that having an emotional attachment to people is not the best idea. It's something that it's wrong to be attached to people. So rather than experience that again, that perception of losing someone, I said that I will never get that close to another person again.
Y'all look good.
So explain to us your early beginnings when you were in Babylon with your Babylon mother. As you've seen in the clip, you stated how your mother passed in, what'd you say, 2007?
Nah, I graduated in 2007. It had to be like 2004, 2005, around in there. 2004, I think.
Okay. So in the two clips that I showed, you talked about how when you were at home with your mom, that there was a lot of structure with your mom and your father. And you also talked about how she later transitioned. So give us a little bit of background about your early beginnings.
Okay, so I'm from Butler, Georgia, which is like a small town right outside of. Most people don't know about it, but it's Macon. You ever heard of Macon? You probably ain't never heard of Macon, but if you're from Georgia, you would know. It's right outside of Macon, Georgia, Fort Valley, Warner Robins, Thomaston. Um, in addition to being like really ordered and structured, my Babylon mother pushed academics above anything else. So I had to have like straight A's, nothing less than a 90. Um, I was always like encouraged to go to college and be a doctor and all those type of things like that. Um, my father was in the military as well, so him and my mother ended up getting a divorce before I was 5, and she ended up leaving my father. What was that?
That
What was
was
that?
my computer.
Oh, okay. She ended up leaving my father when they was in Germany. She came back and brought me back to the States while he was still over there. And most of the time,
Were you born in Germany?
no, I was born in Warner Robins. Warner Robins is in Georgia. Warner Robins.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had I guess you could say, a normal childhood. Played on a basketball team. Did well in school. Didn't get in no trouble with the law or nothing like that. Didn't see my father that much because he was, like I said, he was in the military, so he was always out of the country, out of the state or something like that. And my mother remarried my stepfather when I was like 8 years old, and he was a pretty good guy. He showed me how to like cut grass and fix stuff and how to drive and all that stuff like that. But it was just typical childhood, nothing crazy, no child, nothing like that.
Okay. So there was no child or anything like that. And then your mother transitioned. Can you talk about that with us?
Yeah, so one day we was at church. This was like, I know it was around Christmas time, probably like maybe a week or two before Christmas or whatnot. And she used to sit in the front, and she would sit in the front with, the women her age. She was like 40 something. And I'd sit in the back with the teenagers or whatnot, because I was like 15 at the time. And I looked up in the church, and then I seen like some people fanning her. And I'm like, what's going on? She must got the Holy Ghost or whatever. But they kept fanning her, and then they ended up calling the ambulance or whatnot. And so the ambulance ended up taking her out. And when I was in the car, she was like making this gargling noise. She was like, "Gar, gar, 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 gar." I'm like, what the is that? Like, she couldn't talk. Like, she couldn't say words no more. And I'm in the back seat as me and my stepfather, like, we're driving her to into town because the ambulance didn't come out there. So we brought her to the ambulance. And I'm like, what in the world is that? And so they end up taking her out of the car, putting her in the ambulance, and then rushing her to the hospital. And then, yeah, she never said, I never heard anything else from her since then, since that point. That night before, and in church was the last time I heard her talk. And ended up finding out she had a brain aneurysm. And that was the cause of death. And yeah.
Okay. So in the video that I showed, you said that at that point of your mom transitioning, that made you no longer want to be attached to anything. Is that still how you feel today?
No, 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 no. Now I understand that I am everything, and that the people I deal with in my reality are actually different versions of myself, and that what I'm experiencing is a projection of my own mind. So the notion of being attached to somebody now wouldn't make any sense, because I know that people are just extensions of my own mind. And what people are here for in your life is for you to learn something through. And so it's not the person that you're supposed to be attached to. You're supposed to learn a lesson, and then when that lesson is learned, you no longer need that person. And the idea of somebody dying and the idea of somebody transitioning, because I understand the nature of reality and how this reality is actually a holographic projection of my mind, there's no need to cry. It would be like crying for somebody that I met in my dream. The people in my reality, they're figments of my imagination. They're not real. They don't exist outside of my observation. So the only way that people can be sad when they lose somebody is when they don't understand the nature of reality and how it works.
Okay. I want to ask you more questions and go deeper into that. But remember when I was telling you I heard a static in the chat, they're also saying that they hear the static as well. So I think it might be, I don't know, something, I don't know if you have to go out and come back in, or there's a static though.
Okay, I'll leave and come back in.
Okay. Let's see if there's still a static. Talk?
You still here?
No, it sounds better. Does it sound better, chat?
Matter of fact, let me turn you down some.
Oh, thank you guys for the comments about the bucket hat. This bucket hat is available on my website. Y'all know I always have to do a plug on my website, www.neekatnight.com on period, okay? And you can find this bucket hat along with several other styles. Anyways, all right, so they are saying that it sounds much better, so we are good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you said that the part that you left off, you said that you learned that you are in a reality, everything is a figment of your reality.
Everything is a figment of your imagination. The reality that we live in is a mental projection. Everything in this reality is different thoughts taking different shapes and forms. The people, the places. The only reason that we think that this reality is more real than a dream that we had is contingent upon our own personal biases and our attachment to the people and things that we have in this reality.
Okay. Well, I definitely learned something new right there. So I'm gonna move forward, right? So after that, you talked about how the military tries to recruit people at the age of 18, that they're not an adult. So I want you to elaborate on that. And I would like to know, in Babylon, we would call it PTSD. Are you familiar with that term?
Yeah.
Do you think that you suffered any forms of PTSD?
No.
Do you feel like you were negatively affected by any way in being in the military? Okay, go ahead.
Now, what was the original question you asked me? What did the military teach me?
Yeah, and what effects did it have? Maybe I'll mute myself when you talk.
Oh yeah, it taught me how to be disciplined. It taught me how to be very neat. Taught me how to be very clean. It taught me how to push past the limits of a civilian. A civilian is a person that's never had any military experience. Um, it taught me that mission completion comes before your own personal feelings or opinions about something. Um, It taught me the importance of organization, teamwork. It taught me a lot of good things. The only bad thing I would say about the military is their agenda. The people in the military are blindly going to other countries to kill people and tear down people's cities in the name of people that they don't even know. Like that's one of the reasons why I left the military, is because I didn't know who I was working for. I didn't know if them Iraqi people or them Afghanistani people did anything to America anyway. They didn't do nothing to me. And then I thought about it. What do I look like as a black man defending America after the relationship that America has had with my ancestors? Didn't make any sense. I had woke up to what I was doing, and I realized I was being manipulated by money and benefits. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, so after you was no longer in the military, what was the transition from the military to Carbon Nation? So, Harry, do you think that the military prepared you to be a part of Carbon Nation? And you talked about the agenda of the military. What do you feel like is the agenda of Carbon Nation?
The agenda of Carbon Nation is to teach people divine knowledge of self so that we can stop acting as cancer cells upon the planet and start living in tune with the planet like every other creature on the planet. The Most High Chief, Three God, teaches us that there's only one thing wrong with nature, and that's human nature. If you look at the behavior of millions of species on the planet, birds, insects, amphibians, reptiles, there's only one thing wrong with this planet out of millions of species, and that's humans. So we understand that in order to create heaven on earth, all we got to do is fix the psychology of humans, because everything else on the planet is able to sustain itself without destroying the earth, without polluting the earth, and also without working for money. So human beings are suffering from a psychosis of thinking that they need money to survive in the presence of a full ecosystem that has no concept of money at all. That is a psychotic disorder that needs to be addressed. Money is acting as a middleman between you and what you actually need, which is resources. You need water, you need fresh air, you need food, you need shelter, you need family, healthy people. Everything else in nature has that without money. So why is it that the human being believes that they need money? Because of the system that they're subjected to. Because of epigenetics. Dr. Bruce Lipton shows that epigenetics confirms that human beings cannot be any greater than the environment they're exposed to, just like cells in the culture medium or in the petri dish.
Okay. So, being that we are now in a system that does require money, can you elaborate on how you guys navigate through that, being that you need money to survive?
So when you look at the Bible, right, Jesus says, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Now, we're not oblivious to the system. Of course, we have to maneuver through the system, and it requires money to maneuver through the system. The difference is that we don't give our mind or our soul to the system. You don't see me clocking in nowhere. You don't see me going to a job. I do not believe in working for money. What we should do is we should take the money to utilize it as a tool to get out of the system, not continuously create a cycle or a new generation of people that's going to go right back into it. That's the difference. Okay. And we don't pride ourselves on money. Money's not the answer. What's really the answer is morality. If we all treated each other fairly, if we all treated each other as if I was you and you were me, if we treated each other as an extension of ourselves, then nobody could go hungry. Nobody could be thirsty. Nobody could be without shelter. Nobody could be without the proper attention or acknowledgement that they need. It's clear that money does not bring happiness, nor does it solve problems. Because if that was the case, then that means that every lottery winner should have an increase in their life and the quality of their life, but they don't. There's horror stories when it comes to lottery. So money doesn't do anything but amplify who you already are. Money doesn't heal anything. What heals a person is their change in perspective, because all is mental.
All right. So, being that you said that you do understand that you have to navigate through life with getting money, um, if you are not willing to work a job to get money to continue to navigate, why is it okay for you to request Babylon dollars to fund your navigation through the system?
I don't request Babylon dollars.
When you ask people to donate to the Cash
I
App?
don't ask people to donate. I just let them know where they can. I don't ask nobody for nothing. There's people out there that want to donate. It's not like I'm talking to the people that don't deal with us. I'm not talking to them. There's people that literally, yo, I want to donate. Where can I donate? So I let them know where they can donate. I never ask for donation.
Okay. So you just rather tell them if they want to send their Babylon dollars, they can, but you're not asking them to send their Babylon dollars.
The only thing I do is say, this is the Cash App.
But isn't that the same as asking them for money? How is that different?
It's different because I'm not saying I need money, send the money. I'm not needing. No, these are people that want to donate, and I create it when we create an avenue for them to do that. Doing things for money would mean that I'm coming on your platform because you're giving me X amount of dollars, or I'm teaching for, hey y'all, I'm coming to teach because y'all are giving me X amount of dollars. I don't do that. That's against the law. That's against living in tune with nature, because everything in nature is of service to something else, and it doesn't require a payment. So I don't believe in working for money. I don't believe in going somewhere or doing something solely for the purpose of exchanging it for money.
Okay. So when you get to a point in your navigation through, when there comes a time and the people have given all of the money that they want to give, then what will be the next plan to continue to navigate, being that you still need money?
Oh, you're asking me for plan B.
Yeah, like when
I
people
don't know what that is. I don't know how you operate, but I've never operated with a plan B. I only do plan A. Plan B only serves as a distraction to plan A. Whatever I focus on the most, because I understand the universe and cosmic currency, because our true money, our true currency is our attention. I've been doing this for 4 years. I don't focus on what if this doesn't work, or what if this happens, or what if that happens. I focus strictly on what it is that I want, and that's how my reality has, and that is how my reality has shaped and formed, and that is what my reality has supported.
Okay. All right. So moving on to the next question. So, what is the biggest misconception that people have as it pertains to carbonation?
Um, that people are, that people are. There's a lot of misconceptions that it's a cult, that people are being held against their will, that people are being abused, that Chief is a bad person. Everything pretty much everything that's negative is a misconception. Everything that they say that's negative is people only can perceive you from who they are. So people are constantly projecting their limited perspectives on what we're doing, rather than doing their due diligence to go to our actual YouTube channel and see what we're about. Because people usually take the surrounding third-party reports about who we are, and they move off of that alone, which says everything about who they are as people, and the type of judge that they are. But rarely do people go to our YouTube channel, which is 3 God TV on YouTube. It's right there. It has almost 1,600 videos of knowledge, of teachings about science, astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin, grounding, psychology, cosmic currency, generational curses. It's a lot of content there. So a lot of useful information there. But most people don't penetrate past the stupidity that's promoted around it to actually get to the core of what we stand for and what we're about. So the misconceptions are going to be continuous until people actually take the time to go to the source of what we are, rather than taking it from somebody who's perceiving us from a negative narrative.
Okay. So you said that everything that people think that is negative is a misconception, but the things that are positive are not misconceptions? Those are.
No. As far as what this is what we're about. We're about teaching knowledge of self that allows people to free themselves from the European Babylon mindset that they exhibit every single day. Like, for example, people are trapped in fear of what life would look like without money. People fear that. People really can't grasp it. They really can't grasp the life without money. People would like to say, well, don't you need money for this? You need money to survive. I keep telling people, look at nature, look at every animal around you, in the ocean, in the jungle, in the air. None of them have money. How are they surviving? Duh, they're surviving off of the earth, because the earth is the source of our life. The sun is the source of our life. You don't need money, bro. And when I say you don't need money, I'm talking about in the kingdom of God, in the kingdom, in heaven on earth. You don't need money. I'm not oblivious that's in play and how you need money to maneuver through it. I'm just saying people use your money to bring yourself out of it rather than staying in the continuous cycle of it.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to one of the misconceptions that you mentioned. You said that they think that you, three God is abusive.
Yeah, most people think that.
Okay. So what would you classify the videos where it looks like that's happening?
It's a part of gaining people's attention. I know that it looks ridiculous from other people's perspective who may not know what's going on. You just have to understand that when you talk about quantum physics for 3 hours, when you talk about melanin for 3 hours, when you talk about astrology for 3 hours, Black people don't care. And that's our target audience. Our target audience is African American people. African American people don't care about quantum physics. They don't care about astrology. They don't care about biology. They don't care about epigenetics. They don't. What they care about is drama. They care about rumors, gossip, things of that nature. So we use certain strategies and certain tactics to gain the attention of people so that we could direct them to what we're actually about. If I were to talk
Can I
about,
pause you for 1 second?
excuse me?
I said, can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I seen your video where you talked about what
Somebody said
attracts.
call me.
What was that?
I said somebody had called me. I had to stop the call.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I seen your video where you were talking about what attracted you to carbonation. And in your video, you had stated that you had gotten tired of being in the military, and then you started to be attracted to the woke movement and you wanted some type of enlightenment, right? And then you said that once you started to watch the woke movement and you mentioned some people that you started to watch and everything like that, you mentioned Dr. Umar and a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
You felt like they were kind of fake and phony, right? Then at
No,
that
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
or I'm paraphrasing. I'm sorry. It was
But it
kind
was a terrible
of
it
they
was a
didn't align with
terrible it
they
was a
didn't align
terrible
with what you
paraphrase.
believe. So
Say what?
then you stated that you found a video of Three God teaching, and when you found a video of him teaching, that attracted you. So I would kind of give a little pushback because when you talked about it in your video, it wasn't any of the foolishness that got you attracted to be a part of carbonation. You kind of said that you were attracted and you wanted to go and meet with them because of the positivity that was going on.
So you're saying that because of what I'm attracted to, that's a accurate reflection of what the general people are attracted to? Generally, people aren't attracted to to science. Black people don't care about science.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is most of the stories that I seen whenever anybody who was joining into carbonation, most of the people who was joining in, they talked about the knowledge part of it is the reason why they wanted to join. And it wasn't anything about the what you are classifying as garnering attention. It
Yeah.
was more so about the knowledge. So if the knowledge was able to attract you, it was able to attract Velvet, it was able to attract Aya, it was able to attract I've seen so many videos and I've been watching them of different people talking about what attracted them to Carbonation. It was about the knowledge, and it wasn't about what you are saying is what you guys use to grab attention. So if you guys were able to go to Carbonation without any of that, why do you feel like you guys need to use so much of that to get attention now?
Because the people you're referring to are a small fraction of African Americans. The general population of African Americans, they don't care about no knowledge and information. They don't care about raw knowledge and information. If you were to start playing a science video on your channel for 2 hours, nobody would watch it.
Yeah, but aren't you okay? So I also seen when you
Nobody would
guys
watch
talked
it.
in group, right?
You
And
said what now?
when you guys talked in your group, you said that you guys, the reason why you guys linked up is because you all had a common interest of divine knowledge of self. So if you're attracting people and you're building a family, because I've seen that you guys refer to Carbonation as a family. If you're building a family, then why are you trying to attract the people who are entertained by people who get smacked and stuff like that? Like, why not continue to attract the people who are on the same wavelength as you, who like divine knowledge of self?
Do you know how many people that is? It's like 5 people. We're trying to get.
Are you guys like
Listen
what's
to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. It's not. You're not gonna get it consciously. We already understand that. So the goal. This is the goal. The goal is to get your attention long enough to slip the knowledge into your subconscious mind. Because I can tell you something right now, and you consciously can reject it. But your subconscious mind has no ability to reject anything. So we do certain things to get people's attention, to plant the seed of what actually matters into their subconscious mind in the hopes that that seed will grow at a later time. There's certain things that I told you right now that you're not going to remember that I said to you consciously, but because your subconscious mind does not have the ability to turn off or reject anything that I'm saying, it's going to grow in you later.
Okay. So what we perceive as abuse when we see him saying smack this person, smack that person, that is only him trying to get attention so that he can give us knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. So
It
another,
works.
huh?
It works. It works because I guarantee most people know us for the stupidity that we portray rather than the knowledge and information. Because most of your questions are not centered around knowledge.
But okay, so what is so I'm kind of lost here. Okay, so what is the goal of Carbonation? Are you trying to penetrate the world? Are you like what's the goal?
The goal is to spread divine knowledge of self
Okay.
so that people can correct the Babylonian European mindset that they have been subjected to. The way you think right now is a byproduct of the environment you're exposed to. Had you been somewhere else, you would not even look the way you look today. You are literally a reflection of America. You are an American woman. This was something that you did not consciously choose, but something that has been subconsciously installed in you since you was a little girl.
Okay. So, being that we are a people who have data collected in our subconscious, we also are a people who get data by mimicking behavior.
That's
So,
subconscious.
huh?
That's also subconscious.
Okay. So, that part of people smacking people and doing all that, a person could see that, and then now they want to go smack their girlfriends or their Eurecias or their wives. Isn't that a negative effect? Because if a person sees that you guys are doing that to garner attention and they're not fully grasping, I guess, what you're trying to do, and then they go and start smacking people, wouldn't that kind of be a negative effect?
Well, it doesn't work in that sense. If you see somebody slap somebody one time, it's not going to make you go out here and slap people. I mean, I've watched movies of people getting shot all the time. I don't go pick up a gun and go start shooting people. The subconscious programs have to be a series of repetition over and over and over again. And the slapping and all those things like that people are trying to blow out of proportion is only a very small fraction of what's on our YouTube channel. Have you been to our YouTube channel?
The videos that I showed you today are from your YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I'm saying out of the 1,600 videos, how many did you see?
Well, today I was more so zeroing in on the videos that were about you since I was interviewing you. So I haven't.
So you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen all 1,600. No.
Right. So that's usually the stance with most people. Most people have refused to actually watch.
You've seen all 1,600 videos?
Excuse me?
You've seen all 1,600 videos?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been here for 4 years. I've been a part of most of those videos.
Oh, okay.
Been there for them actually taking place. And before I came, I watched a large portion of the YouTube channel. So what I'm saying is that people would have a different perspective of what we're doing and who we are if they had the full picture rather than tuning into what they want to tune into and then making that who we are. The only thing I'm saying is that if you really want to understand who we are, get the full picture and stop choosing what you want to choose. And that's why I always ask people, how many of the videos have you watched?
All right. So we're going to move on from that. So next question. And people who I know in real life are texting my phone like crazy. I cannot look at my phone, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm conducting an interview. I cannot keep looking at my phone and seeing what y'all want to ask. Like, I cannot. So I gotta keep it pushing. Sorry, I cannot answer y'all. So anyway, so there is a thing where in an interview you get shown a photo, right? And when you get shown a photo, you basically explain what was happening at the moment, how you felt, and just give us a little bit of background behind the photo. So I'm gonna put a photo on the screen. Can you explain to us where you were with this photo? Who's in the picture with you in the photo, and how you were feeling at the time?
Okay, that was in Atlanta. That is my son. That's my son, and then I'm feeling like, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture.
Okay. So in the picture, you look happy, your son looks happy. Would that be an accurate representation of what this picture is?
Of course.
Okay. Lately, the smile that I see on that picture, I haven't really seen that smile in a while. I see it right now as you look at the picture, but this is the first time I've personally seen you smile.
How long have you known me?
I mean, just I'm saying recently.
How long you know?
In a while.
You make it seem like we've been knowing each other for an extended period of time.
I'm saying the amount of time that you have been on the internet, it has been about, I want to say a year. I don't know. I haven't seen you smile. Just from the videos that I've seen, I don't see them all. Just like I said, I didn't see all 1,600 of them. So next question. What does your son call you?
Captain Tru.
Captain Tru? Is the term dad, is that a Babylonian term, or why doesn't he call you a dad or father?
That's what he hear everybody else call me.
Captain Tru? What will he continue to call you as he gets older?
These questions are so irrelevant. Like the interview is like, it's not even tapping in onto anything that we're actually about. It's like it's so shallow. Like you don't feel that? Like you don't feel like these questions are so shallow. Like especially at the magnitude of who we are and what we know. As far as like you didn't tap into, anything that we teach, like any astrology, anything about the GMO food from the supermarket. Why do we eat the certain way that we eat? What about melanin? What about how do we feel about hair? These are so shallow. Like
I don't feel like it's shallow because
of course you didn't, because I could tell how hard it was for you to process the holographic universe when I was talking about the relationship between the eyes and the brain. So it's like we're trying to pull the interview back down to a level that your audience and you can comprehend. I thought this was more about expanding our awareness into things that really matter, because if I answer these questions once we leave this interview, it's not going to do anything to make you better as a person.
Well, the interview and the purpose, like I told you when I wrote you, I said that we would like to know more about you. And when I wrote,
but do you know what I'm about though? Like
yeah,
the
so
questions,
I'm
that you want to know more about.
background.
But listen, you want to know about some of the most superficial, irrelevant things. Like it's like you don't want to know about me as far as like my mind and what my teacher has taught me and what we stand for and the knowledge that we
I want
hold.
to know about you first. I want to know about Tru.
No,
So,
what I'm telling you is that what I stand for and the mentality that I have is me. That's what I'm saying. Like I am an astrologer. I am a biologist. I am a psychologist. I am a scientist. That is what I am. And
what would
these
you what would
questions.
you like what would you like us to know?
So first of all, I would like people to know that you don't want to get so caught up in the affairs of other people that you forget about your own life. And you want to ask questions. You want to be somebody that's inquisitive to ask questions that once you receive the answer, it's going to actually make you a better person. The questions you're asking me, they're actually a waste of time because it's not doing anything for the betterment of humanity. If you want to know who I am, that is who I am. That is why I wait.
From the people who want to donate to you, right? Because we talked about how there was this law of attraction, right? And what I learned on the internet is me being a public figure and a YouTuber that people connect to people by knowing them, you know? So I just wanted the people to know a little bit more about you, things that they didn't know before. And a
But
part of the attraction of what makes people attract themselves to you and get in tune with you is knowing background about you. And then I was going to, after we got to know you, go into the things that Three God has taught you. But the first part of it, I wanted to know about you and the things that are an extension of you.
No, but it's so irrelevant. Like it's like when you look at it from the grand scheme of things, when you look at life as something that is eventually going to come to an end. Like every breath you take is taking you closer to your last one. Like you're gonna die. So you have to understand that you want to maximize your time and extract what you really need at every moment. Don't waste anything. You don't need to know me to that degree. That is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, so I have a science question
Yes.
or a question that you can elaborate on.
Yes.
So when I've been watching the videos, right, I seen that there was reference that in order to get the divine knowledge from Nature Boy or Three God, that the women get downloads from drinking his cum. How do the men get the downloads? And can you elaborate on that part of in the science of it?
Yeah, so as far as sperm is concerned, we as a people, black people, especially African American people, we are so immature when it comes to sexuality. When you look at sperm, it contains information. It is the spark of life. That's all it is. It's just information. So whenever a man ejaculates into a woman, or when a woman swallows a man's cum, she's actually swallowing his information, his genetics, or his mind. As far as it relates to the men, we don't do that. We don't need to do that because we're intellectual. We can process the knowledge simply by hearing Chief talk. And that's how we've always done it. And of course, people would want it to be something else because it fuels their narrative to promote a more negative light on what we're doing.
Okay. I remember a video, and it was a video of Pisces and Sunny. And in the video, he was talking about how he, I guess, previously had an attraction to, or yeah, he was
Do you know how old that? Like, are we
no,
going?
but I'm saying
Yo,
in the back, in the
do you
back.
want to know about melanin? Do you want to know about melanin at all? Do you
No,
want to
but
know about
listen, I
epigenetics?
want to
Oh,
understand how you guys
stop it.
get the knowledge. So in the video
Yeah.
of that video, if you remember the video I'm talking about, it was him and his baby moms. In the background of the video, I heard Malia, and she said when he talked about how he had previously been with men and he eventually wanted to be with a man, in the background, Malia said, "No wonder he's so comfortable drinking your sperm." And she was talking to Nature Boy. So was that only for him, or was that something you guys never had
Ain't
to?
nobody never did that. Nobody's never did that. Nobody's drinking. None of the guys is drinking nobody's cum.
No.
No, like it's funny. Why do you like? It's funny because that's on the forefront of people's minds.
Well, that's what we thought. Like I thought,
No,
like
no,
if
no. I'm just trying to
the
show.
guy is drinking
I'm
cum.
just trying to show people where their mind is at. Like regardless of what somebody's doing, right? This is the main point I'm trying to get at. Regardless of what somebody's doing, why would you zoom in on that with your life? As many other relevant and important things that are going on that
Because
you
we
could
want to
be.
know the science
No,
behind.
listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You can't speak for everybody. That's people don't care about science. They want to continue to promote a negative narrative and make us seem like we're a bunch of people that don't have no knowledge and information, like we're just a bunch of crazy black people in a cult, when that's not who we are. I'm trying to get you to understand that life is about you and your self-growth and development, and focusing on other people's affairs, regardless if they're public or regardless if they put it on the internet. It's not going to do nothing to improve you. Like, look at what you're
No,
focused
I
on.
understand what you're saying, but you said that you wanted to talk about science, right? So I was bringing it to science. Scientifically, Three God has taught that the women receive the knowledge by getting the cum. So you told me that the men don't have to do that because you guys are more smarter, you're more intellectual. So you explained something that we didn't know. I was not really.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that it was tied to some type of rumor or gossip. It wasn't pure knowledge. It wasn't a seeking of pure knowledge. It was something tied into and something about gossip
No,
and rumor.
that's what was taught. Three God said on the video that that's how the girls collect the
No,
data.
I'm talking about you brought in a situation with Tice. Like, that is so
That
irrelevant
was
in the
on
grand scheme.
video.
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, but there's a lot of things that's on video on the internet that don't deserve your attention. That's all I'm saying. For that, I'm just saying that we have a catalog, a full catalog of knowledge and information that nobody's paying attention to. They're bypassing it to focus on irrelevant things because people, black people, African Americans, do not care about science. They don't care about psychology. They care about gossip and rumors. And unfortunately, we have to implement those strategies to get people to pay attention to what we're doing and then slip the knowledge in the process. Because if we were to just teach, people would not pay us no attention at all.
Okay.
Because they don't even
So
pay our page any attention. We have a page on YouTube that they don't pay attention to.
All right. So what my goal is to learn your principles. I don't want you to feel judged or like I'm just trying to be salacious. I genuinely want to know the inner workings and how things work and understand them from my point of view. A part of the lectures that you speak of that I was going through on that channel was about homosexuality. And that is a big part that people want to learn to know from you, your perspective on your principles and why that is a lecture that is taught, and help us understand and elaborate on what you think about it.
Now, that's good. That was an actual good question. So this is what Three God teaches us about homosexuality, right? Homosexuality is actually an extreme. It's a response to the suppression of bisexual energy that is natural in animals as well as people. So because America at one time made it a no-no to be gay, or not gay, but bisexual, people are now expressing that suppressed energy to the extreme. Now people are they're saying that they fully want to be with men, a man fully wanting to be with men and men only, or a woman feeling like she only wants to be with a woman. But this is an imbalance. The reason that bisexual energy even manifests in this realm or in people is to bring balance to an imbalance between men and women. So a gay or a bisexual male would be introduced through the genetics of a woman as a response to women possibly being mistreated by men. So the bisexual man has the ability to see the world from not only a male's perspective, but also a female's perspective to bring balance to that potential mistreatment. The same with a bisexual woman who's able to see reality from not only a woman's perspective, but a man's perspective to bring more balance between men and women. That is what bisexual energy is for. Now, when it comes to being gay or homosexual, that is not in alignment with divinity or balance, because a man can't be with just a man because he clearly has an anatomy that requires him to reproduce. He still has sperm, and that sperm is for reproduction. It's to be utilized. And even a lesbian woman still has eggs. She still has a womb, and that genetic purpose and that biological function still needs to be honored.
Okay. So, being that you said that it's not in divinity to be gay, but you guys are taught about bisexuality, would that be accurate to your sexuality? Are you bisexual?
No.
What would you classify yourself as?
Hetero.
Have you ever been with, well,
you see where this is going?
I'm
Like,
just
who
asking
cares?
the questions that the
No,
people
I'm just saying,
know.
but what I'm saying is that you didn't even grasp what I
I
said.
did. You
What did
said
I say? What did I
you
say?
said that in order for a man to understand a woman, he has to have both bisexual. You use bisexual, masculine and feminine, right? And he's able to connect with the woman and understand her, and she's able to connect because she has both as well. Ain't that what you said? Masculine
You're
and feminine?
not listening to what I'm saying.
See, that's why I talked to you about code switching. Because
I know what I said. I didn't even use big words. I'm a very skilled communicator. I know what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's you're not listening. I'm looking at your body language. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to respond, or you're listening to wait till your turn to talk. I'm not stupid. I deal with people a lot. This is classic psychology, what you're doing. You're already thinking about the next question. You're
well,
not
that's
even
how I have to
digesting.
conduct the interview. I have to get the question
No, but what I'm saying is it's
and listen at the
irrelevant.
same time.
It's irrelevant to talk to somebody that's not listening to you.
No, I'm listening to you, and I'm also preparing myself to ask the next questions
But
because
you can't listen to somebody with information stored in your mind at the time. You have to be absolutely empty to listen to somebody.
well, being an interviewer, I have to be both.
What I'm saying is you can't do that. Like I'm just trying to tell you how communication works, because I'm a very effective communicator, because I'm also a very effective listener. And you don't have that ability to listen and hold on to other thoughts at the same time. Your mind has to be absolutely clear for you to be able to embody what I'm saying to you. Because that's why it's difficult for you to tell me what I just said. Because you're not listening.
Okay. So
this is not really an interview. This is really just a series of questions that's being thrown out within a certain time frame. Because an interview, a person is listening to what you're saying to possibly determine what would be the most appropriate question to ask next.
well, I felt like what I asked next was the next appropriate question. We talked about homosexuality, bisexuality.
No, you're not paying attention to the tempo. You're not paying attention to the tempo of the questions that you're asking and the responses that I'm giving. It's just question after question after question without actually establishing some type of a basis with the person you're talking to.
Okay.
That's a real interview.
So for me, you talked about, I asked you about homosexuality. You explained. I gathered what you said, and then I asked you about how
But
you
you
can enlighten us.
didn't gather what I said, because you could barely tell me what I said when I asked you. You could barely tell me. You try to recall key words or key points that I said, but the actual concept you did not digest.
Okay. Well, I guess I just don't understand fully everything
Well, you
that.
can't fully understand if you're not listening.
I am listening. I'm doing both. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you're
Because
not
I
listening.
do want to
Like
interview
if
you.
you have to be able to admit that you're not listening, you're just cycling
I
through
am
questions.
listening. I heard what you said.
No, there's a difference between hearing and understanding. You heard words coming out of my mouth. You captured some of the words, but the concept itself, you did not
Okay, what
digest
is the
this entire.
concept of a
Even now,
transgender?
you're cutting me off. You're cutting me off as I'm talking to you, which means that you're not listening. You're waiting for your turn to talk.
But isn't that what you would prefer? A person wait for their turn to talk?
No, if this is going to be an interview, there has to be some type of a listening ability of present, but it's not. And I noticed that from the beginning.
Okay.
You don't even, you see what I'm saying? Like you really don't even remember anything I said, but that's fine because this is more about your subconscious mind than it is your conscious mind, because your conscious mind only regulates 5% of your
So
reality.
I'm an interviewer, okay? So you are living in carbonation, right? And you have been taught how to respond, how to listen, how to do all those things for 4 years, okay? We have only been talking for this allotted amount of time. I'm not going to have the skills that you have, and I feel like a person who understands human nature, you understand that it takes time for a person to be on the same level
It
as.
really doesn't. It really
Yes,
doesn't.
it does. You have to be
No,
I'm
you
not
want me to tell you what? I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't take time. I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't take time and time alone. Because there's people that have been making the same mistakes for 7, 8, 9 years. It doesn't take. It's not solely based on time. It's based on a decision to change. It is a decision that you need to make to actually change. But you really don't care about what I'm saying as much as you care about, you know, asking certain questions that appease to the audience. Because you know that if you start asking some relevant questions, you know the general intellectual capacity of the people in the chat and the people you deal with. And you know that if you go above that, it could negatively impact your views because these people can barely digest the concept that I'm saying. That's
Okay.
why this interview is kind of shallow, because you need to appease to the people, the night owls. The night owls generally are not people that you would see sitting next to psychologists or doctors or lawyers. These night owls are regular people.
Right, and so that's what I talked to you about code switching. I
But
talked to
I'm
you.
not regular. But you knew that before I came on here, which means that maybe it's time for you to expand your audience and start appeasing to these people and get you some higher quality people, because you're not dealing with a regular person here.
Okay. Um, so I mean, I had a lot of questions to ask. I don't want this to be a combative exchange. I definitely want to respect your intellect and your divine knowledge of self and how you operate. However, over here, there are questions that the audience do want to know. So I've tried to sequence the questions in a respectable manner, but I know that there is only a certain amount of time that you do have, and the people do want to know certain
Let
things.
me
So
ask you this. Let me
if
ask you
we're not
this.
able to ask those things,
Let me ask you this. And this is a major lesson for you. What do the questions that are being asked say about the people?
they say that they've been looking at what you guys presented and they want to know more.
No, I'm just saying the general intellect of the people. Would you consider these people upper echelon people?
I feel like they are just on a
It's
different.
either yes or no. It's either yes or
I
no.
think that we're
Do
on a
you
different wave. I
do
don't
you
think that
feel
it's
like do
yes
you
or no. I
consider
think that we're on
do,
different.
listen, the things that they're asking, would you consider these people upper echelon people?
I think that we're on different frequencies.
I'm trying to figure out what's the inability to answer the question. Like, do you need these people that bad that you can't answer the question? Like,
I
do
don't
you
think
consider these
that
people
they
upper
are
echelon?
intellectual. I
They're,
just think that we are not on the same frequency. I believe that you've been taught a frequency to express your intellect through carbonation, and we are used to in Babylon a certain frequency. I don't think that that means that they're below or belittle or less than. I just think that the way that we communicate and the things that we are interested in, you've already expressed to us how it's different. You already said how when you guys are grabbing attention, you know the things that people are interested in. So I'm kind of shocked that you're kind of elevated, like you're kind of annoyed by what they would want to know because you already know what they're attracted to and what they're in tune with.
No, I'm saying that bringing me on would have been an opportunity for us to raise their frequency, not meet them with things that they're used to. That's what I had. I left that option available as a possibility of something that you would do, but that wasn't the case. You pretty much asked shallow questions that they could comprehend. This would have been a great opportunity to introduce melanin to melanated people who
Okay,
have no idea about it.
I have another video. I have another video.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about melanin and then you can explain this video.
Stop having light-skinned babies. Why? Because light-skinned babies are retarded. Hold up. Before we get in our feelings, let's objectively examine the word retarded. Retarded means underdeveloped. Why are light-skinned babies underdeveloped? Because they lack melanin. What is melanin and why is it so important? Melanin is an antenna that connects us to the universe. The more melanin you have, the greater your connection to source. The less melanin you have, the lower your connection to source. Instead of toys, clothes, shoes, and money, it would be in your best interest to give your children the very substance that allows us to realize that we are God.
Yeah, I forgot about that video. Where did you find that at?
So being that you want to talk about melanin and you keep talking about melanin, in that video you said that light-skinned babies are retarded.
They are.
So explain to us why you feel like light-skinned babies are retarded. And when I look at you and we already had this of what I see and versus my vision, I see somebody that's light-skinned. So explain to us the light-skinned babies are retarded and
Yes.
melanin and give us the science on that.
Okay, so of course some of that was for shock value. I wanted to disturb people because I know that was a statement that nobody's ever heard before. You don't typically hear nobody saying that. When I say retarded, and when and you say what I feel about melanin, it's not what I feel about melanin, it's what's objectively true about melanin. The Most High Three God teaches us that melanin is an antenna. It is a super semiconductor, an antenna for consciousness. So the more melanin you have, not only does it mean that you get to run faster or jump higher, we're limiting ourselves to athleticism. When it comes to melanin, melanin actually makes you more intelligent because it allows you to feel more. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say that light-skinned babies are retarded, and when you look at the definition of retarded, retarded simply means underdeveloped. People have a negative connotation with what the word retarded means. It just means underdeveloped. And when we look at the archetype, the original man and woman did not look like me. The original man and woman didn't even look like you. The original man and woman was a blue, black, purple, dark man and woman. So to be lesser melanated than the original archetype would then therefore by definition an objective observation would mean that you're retarded. Period.
So would that make you retarded?
Yes, in a sense. But see, here's the thing. Like I said, part of that was for shock value. The Most High Chief Three God has taken it a step further. What I was referring to was what is known as eumelanin. There's actually 3 different types of melanin. You have eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. And pheomelanin being the actual type of eumelanin. Eumelanin is what colors our skin. It colors our irises in our eye, and it colors our hair. The thing about it is, you actually cannot judge somebody's character or intelligence off of their skin pigmentation alone. Why? Because of neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is in your nervous system. What this means is that you could be light-skinned, for example, myself, but have a higher capacity of neuromelanin, which cannot be seen by the visible eye. And somebody like yourself or somebody even darker could actually lack neuromelanin on the inside, actually making you a battery for ignorance rather than a battery for intelligence. So what actually determines somebody's character and their ability to grasp higher frequency concepts is all contained in their neuromelanin. And because most of us don't have access to a laboratory, you have to observe astrology in order to determine somebody's neurological makeup when it comes to neuromelanin. Why? Because the Hermetic principle of correspondence shows us that as above, so below. So what's going on in the cosmos is actually happening on a biological and molecular level. So when you look at somebody's astrological chart, you can look at their energies and determine what their capacity of neuromelanin is. It's amazing. Three God is the only person that has connected astrology to biology to melanin and to quantum physics.
So what does it say on your chart?
Oh, I have a lot of Pisces energy. I'm mostly water. And Three God teaches us that feeling is knowing. If you cannot feel, you cannot know. And this is easy to see. For example, right? I could give you 3 books, 300 videos about boxing. But until you get in the ring, will you actually know whether or not you can fight? For example, I give you 2 different fighters. I give you fighter A and fighter B. Fighter A has watched a lot of boxing videos. He's read a lot of boxing books, but he's never been in the ring. But boxer B, he can't read, but he's been in over 300 fights. Who would you say knows more about boxing?
The one that been in 300 fights.
Right. Why? Because he's felt it. He's experienced it. The actual acquisition of information alone is not enough to determine your knowledgeability or your intelligence. It is your experience that in applying what you know that gives you the wisdom. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So being
internalize it, but also apply it for it to you to know.
Right. And so when it comes to feeling, what sign has the greatest capacity for feeling?
I probably would say myself Aquarius, but I'm not really into
Aquarius is an air sign. Air signs are more intellectual. They exist with the thoughts. They exist with the mind. They actually are detached from feelings. The signs that have the most capacity for feeling are the water signs. Water is emotion. You have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. I myself have a lot of Pisces and a lot of Scorpio energy, which is a testament to my neuromelanin that can't be seen on the surface. Whereas somebody who could be darker than me, as far as the pigment, could be full of air energy. They could be full of Gemini. They could be full of Aquarius. They could be full of Libra. They could be full of Sagittarius or Leo or Aries. The signs that feel the most are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So even though you may be light-skinned externally, you're actually darker on the inside. So that video was
like one of those who say that who light skin, dark skin guy or something. What's the phrase I'm looking for, y'all?
It's about Drake. We talking about where Drake was like, I'm light skinned, but I'm still a dog nigga. One of them.
Yeah, there we go. That's
I don't think he meant that, but yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, for example, you ever seen a white dude that could, like, he could dance, or he had swag, or he could play basketball? That's a testament. That's attributed to his neuromelanin. He looks white on the outside. It just means that he has a lower pigment of eumelanin, but his actual nervous system, his heart, his brain is full of melanin. And you've seen dark-skinned black people that are whiter than white people. Can't dance, can't play basketball, ain't got no swag. We're like, what's up with that? It's because they don't have neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is what allows you to be in tune with the universe. It allows you to dance. It allows you to move a certain way. It allows you to have a certain level of intelligence. So we can't sit up here and act like our people, quote unquote, is going to be determined by this alone, because it's not. Your people
You basically got to be a water sign or you're screwed, or
no,
did I?
no, I'm just saying that your capacity for feeling is going to be connected to how much water you have in your chart, because water is emotions.
So how much neuromelanin do I have as an Aquarius?
Well, it's not going to be just contingent upon your sun sign alone. Now, that was a good question. Now you're engaged in the interview. You have to look at your moon. You have to look at your Mercury, your Venus, your Mars, your Jupiter, your Saturn, the aspects in your chart, your ascendant. There's a lot of different variables that go into determine what somebody is as far as astrology is concerned. So Aquarius is not enough information for me to go off of. I would have to look at your house placement. I would have to look at your moon. I would have to look at every placement in your chart, as well as the relationship between the two planets in your chart. That's what an aspect is. An aspect is when two planets form a certain relationship contingent upon the degrees or the proximity that they are in between each other.
Okay. So I see that astrology is very big in carbonation. Melanin and neuromelanin is very big. What is another principle that's very big that you would like to enlighten us on?
This should have been the whole interview.
No,
Let's go.
you want to know the
Let's
message
go.
well. The whole
I
interview
don't
ain't
matter, and the reason I say that is because I don't matter. Like my
you do
personal.
matter.
No, I'm saying my character that I'm playing, my character, this guy right here, he don't really matter that much.
Character right now.
Yes, this is a character. This is a character. The grand scheme of what I am is the observer watching all of this unfold. I'm not this character. This is just a character that I'm playing. This is a role in the movie. He doesn't matter. He doesn't really matter. What matters is the knowledge and information that, if applied, would actually bring heaven upon the earth. That is what the kingdom of heaven is. It's the mind of God, and that's what we're trying to deliver. So when it comes to other sciences that we talk about, in addition to astrology and melanin, you have biology. Biology allows us to understand, for example, what are we made of? What am I made of? What are you made of? No, but from a without melanin, without considering melanin, just from a biological stance, what would you say you're made of? What
matter? I don't know.
Cells. Yeah, cells, right? Cells. You're not one human being. You're not one vessel. If we were to zoom into your body with a microscope right now, we'd see a community of trillions of cells. Do you understand? You're made of trillions of cells that have individual functions within each of them. And so what that means, right, is that even though, because we're made of a collection of cells, we ourselves are cells, because we can't be separate from what we're made of. So why is this important? If you study the behavior of a cell, you're simultaneously studying the behavior of a human being. So what determines a cell's behavior? What determines the cell's behavior in your body? What are they regulated by? What are they being controlled by?
Atoms?
No, they're being controlled by information. They're being controlled by information. You are the governing force of all of your cells. So whatever you think, whatever information you have, that's what your cells are going to respond to. The environment you're around, what you eat, the music you listen to, the images you see, what you put on your skin, your cells are being affected directly by you and what you predispose them to. So this is important, because when we zoom out of our body, we keep zooming, and we see that upon the planet, we are actually acting as cells in the same fashion that the cells in our body act. So we are cells upon a cell. The earth is actually a cell itself as well. Now, what is this? What is the significance of knowing that we are cells inside of our own body? The significance is, what is the only cell that's acting against its own body? Imagine all the creatures on the planet are cells. Tigers, lions, bears, all of them are cells. They're different types of cells because they're all made of cells as well. So what is the only cell on this cell that's acting against our body?
Gravity? I don't know.
Humanity. Humanity is the only cell on this body, in this body, that's doing things against the body, which would make them what? What type of cell goes against your body? What do you call that cell? What does it become?
The cell that goes against my body?
Yeah, if we were to zoom into your body and there was a cell destroying your body right now, what would you call that cell?
Uh disease, cancer, I don't know.
There you go. Cancer. Cancer cells are cells that have become mutated or modified to not realize that they're a part of the very thing that they're now destroying. Cancer cells are so stupid that they actually destroy the host that's feeding them. So humanity, since we're displaying that same behavior, we are also cancer cells because as above, so below, the law of correspondence. So how do we heal the cancer cells? Cancer cells actually have two choices from vitamin D, from the sun. Steroid hormone D is actually not a vitamin. Cancer cells have two choices. The body will instruct the cancer cell to do one of two things: heal itself or self-destruct. That is what's going to happen to humanity. Humanity is going to be given a choice, and that choice has already been issued now. Either you can heal with divine knowledge of self given to us by the Most High Chief Three God, or you can self-destruct.
All right. So being about healing, are you guys are you with the knowledge of self? Are you able to heal yourself?
Yes. Yes. The Most High Chief Three God teaches us that healing comes through a change in perspective, because all healing must stem from the mind, because all suffering stems from the mind. That's why I don't agree with the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry is an industry that is built upon profit. They don't care about your health and well-being. They address the symptoms. They aid in your symptoms, but they never address the root cause of why you're sick in the first place. Because if they did that, they wouldn't make any money. So the pharmaceutical industry is only going to address the issues that's on the surface, but never address the source. And the Most High Chief Three God teaches us that all disease is an extension of stress that occurs in the mind. And all stress has to come from an unhealthy thought pattern. Because if you have an unhealthy mind, you have an unhealthy body. If you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body. So let's address the source, people. We need to change our mind in order to be healthy again.
Okay, so I have a question, and I'm not trolling, just I really want to learn.
Go ahead.
So, when I was looking at a proceeding that was about Three God, they mentioned that he had his like
the tooth thing. Yes,
yeah,
the tooth thing.
they said his tooth was decaying,
Yes.
that he was in severe pain. So
Yes.
if you guys are able to heal yourself, would that be a reflection that he's stressing? Because you said that if you
Yes.
have if you have things like that, that's stress. So is he stressing?
Yes. In
Something
some form, that has to be the case, because the body is always going to be a manifestation of the mind. And if you allow certain things to get to a certain point, you will need some form of aid, whether it be a herb or some type of professional, but that does not take away from addressing the source. You still have to address the source in order for that ailment to not persist. It's one thing to assist in addressing the source. It's another thing, like the pharmaceutical industry does, is not even acknowledge the source whatsoever.
Okay. So once he begins to get back focused and stop stressing, will his tooth then heal without medicine or without medical attention?
Well, at this point, because it's extended to such a degree, he will need assistance as far as any herbs or some type of medical professional, because of how long it's went. But the whole process in itself, in order to prevent it from happening again, it will have to be addressed mentally. It's not like you just keep addressing the ailment and not address the source of it and expect it to go away.
So were the herbs not available before he went into his situation now? Because I recall on video he complained about it before.
I don't think he never went and just got it checked out, because we had. Do you know how much stuff we had going on? How many people was around us? I don't think you understand. Like, when it comes to dealing with people, you take on their issues. because they're in your environment. This is why the Most High Chief God teaches us that the highest diet on the planet is actually peopletarianism. Because it doesn't matter if you're eating holistic vegan. It doesn't matter if you're a pescatarian. If you go around toxic people, it doesn't matter what you eat. Those people will kill you faster than the food you're putting in your mouth. So we literally are now cleaning up our environment to a level of clarity that we haven't experienced in years. And I promise you that these symptoms will no longer persist because the people are no longer here to cause and promote that unnecessary stress that we were experiencing.
Okay, so can you talk to us about the people that have left?
Yeah, there's a common denominator. See, I like to address morality and principality and common denominators and root causes of things so that we don't have to deal with the semantics of who did this and who did that. The core element of what happened, what you watched as far as people leaving, is one of two things. Pressure was applied. And once pressure is applied, it reveals what you actually have. You can do that with metals. If you think that your chain is fake, all you got to do is apply certain pressure. If you think that your diamonds are fake, apply a certain pressure, and you'll know from that point. Because the real will withstand the pressure, and the fake will do what? It will crack. It will not live up to the standards. So, and also in addition to that, you have to understand that a lot of people were afraid of applying the knowledge to their life. So they became codependent on Chief doing it for them. So what this situation has afforded is for people to begin to apply the knowledge that they know to their own life without the assistance and direct instruction of Chief. So this is a testament to people to see if they really believe in the knowledge. Because if they don't, they'll fall off.
So who is the real who got pressure applied and is still there with you under carbonation?
Well, carbonation is not a location. I need people to understand
Your
that. It's
tribe.
not a location.
Is tribe or family?
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that because you have denominations of the Nation of Islam spread across the United States. You have Muslims are not packed into one house. They're international. They're everywhere because they're united underneath a certain thought frequency.
So even the people who have left are still with you.
Leaving means to leave the thought frequency because no matter where you go, there you are. The knowledge can be applied no matter where you are. You don't leave carbonation because it's a thought frequency until you stop applying the knowledge to your life. Because we've been separated before. Some of us have been in Philly, some of us have been in Atlanta, some of us have been in Puerto Rico, but it is the knowledge that connects us and keeps
So
us.
who's still on the same frequency? Can you answer that?
Well, only time will tell.
Who from the data that you have currently?
Only time will tell because I literally thought some of these people were our family until the situation came up, which revealed that that wasn't the case.
So who do you still think is family?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. There's some things that have happened behind the scenes. Well, you know, with the whole loyal situation, you know about that, right? You know about the whole loyal situation. So that was one of the things that threw me for a loop to make me realize that I don't really know who I'm dealing with until certain pressures are applied. You don't know who you're dealing with.
For the people who are tuning in, not everybody probably knows about the loyal situation. So can you explain to them about it if they probably don't know?
Yeah, so just briefly, Loyal was the younger Indian guy that you may have seen in certain videos. He's came and left multiple times, but this last time he was actually acting as an assistant on behalf of Chief. He was making phone calls, he was networking, he was handling certain business affairs, dealing with the social media page, doing technological work, all types of things. And it seemed as if he was on board. It seemed as like he really wanted to be here, and he was serious about getting Chief out of jail. All of a sudden, he decides to steal 3 of our iPhones, stole $1,700 from us, and stole 2 hard drives, and 2 expensive hard drives as well. And the day before, well, actually not even the day before, earlier that day, he was singing a completely different tune. And all of a sudden, either a light switched, more than likely not, but there was a hidden intent that was finally revealed in that moment. So I don't know exactly who's on the frequency or not. Like I said, time will tell.
Well, we can tell that he wasn't on the frequency if he's on the drive.
No, he wasn't. He definitely wasn't.
Okay. So there was also and I guess this is an allegation, but they also was an allegation that Solar has stole money from you guys as well. Is that true, or is he on the free?
I don't actually know if he did or not. I don't actually know if he did or not. That's hearsay. I don't know if he did or not.
Oh, okay. Is he still on the frequency to your knowledge?
Only time will tell, because people have left the frequency and they've come back, because it's never too late to get on the righteous path. It's never too late to begin to apply the knowledge to your life. Like, there's people who have quit smoking for 6 months and they started back smoking. And then they started and they quit again. Or there's people that try to diet and they failed and they got back up and then they finally got it together. So it's only time will be able to tell. Some people, they leave the frequency and they never come back. You never hear nothing from them again. But I will say this.
So did he leave the frequency for now and he may potentially come back? Or is he possibly still on the frequency?
I don't know, because I don't monitor other people's lives to the degree that people do. People pay attention more to them than I do. I don't have time to focus on them because I started this journey by myself and I have to stay on this journey at my own will. So I literally, the things that people say, I don't be knowing they going on. I literally don't know what Solar, Musa Pice, Juju Jax, I don't know what none of them are doing. I don't know, because I don't have time to focus on it, because I need to make sure that I'm focused on me, because me is the only person that I'm going to be held accountable for.
Okay. So being that they are not in your current frequency, are the girls still with you?
Does it matter?
It does. To the people, they want to know. The last video you said that
They seen them on Instagram. They're still on the frequency.
Are they still with you? Together with you?
They're not together with me.
Who can you tell us who is together with you?
I'll let you speculate.
Well, we don't want to speculate.
Sorry. Just like I'm sure y'all want to know where my son is at too, don't you?
That's another question that they would like to know.
Can't tell you, buddy. Can't tell you.
So he's not there?
Speculate. Who
So
knows?
Leave it to the people to speculate if he's there or not there?
Who knows? I mean, what type of person would reveal the location of their child to strangers? I don't know what your intent. I don't know what your intent. I'm just saying. I don't know what your intent is. People are wild. People are crazy. These people don't like.
I don't want you to tell us the location. I don't want you to tell us the city. I don't want you to tell us the state. People want to know, is he there or is he not there?
I speculate. Who knows?
So the speculation around town is that he's not there.
Hey, let them speculate. People gonna believe what they want to hear anyway.
But we rather get the firsthand information from you. That's your son. I rather not speculate. We have all of these realities and we have all of these things. I would like to hear firsthand from you rather. I don't want to speculate.
Man, I can't tell you that.
Okay. So in a video that you did yesterday on Bigo, you were, I think, are you still on Arbor Chase? Because there was a person who pulled up while you were live.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulled up on us, boy. She didn't want nothing though. She was just being it felt like I was a celebrity, which I am, and she was a fan that just wanted to get close to somebody that she's been watching. So she didn't mean no harm. I just was trying to explain to her that that's not a good habit to practice, especially in Georgia, because you can get your head blown off for putting up on somebody's property unannounced. It's like, that's like protecting your domain, and she needs to know that. I wouldn't do nothing like that because I'm not gonna shoot nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. I'm just saying that if she displays that behavior pattern with the wrong people, that it could end up bad for her, and that's the only thing I wanted her to know.
So the video, because I seen it and she pulled up and you said that she was asking if you guys needed help. That was at the Arbor Chase location?
What, you CIA, FBI or something?
No, I'm just saying that I'm asking a question.
Speculate.
So you guys didn't have to get out the house?
Speculate. That's so irrelevant. In the grand scheme of all the knowledge that's available in life, you want to know where I'm at so bad. That's irrelevant. In the grand scheme.
So it must have been, because the only location that all of us knew was Arbor Chase. And so for her to come there, then I guess I'm gonna
Speculate.
calculate that you're still at the house. But we
Speculate.
can move on. We can
You
move on.
never know.
So you guys talked about a B6 diet. Are you still on the B6 diet?
In a way, yeah, because we primarily eat vegan. We've introduced meat to a moderate level. It's not the main dish. It's not something that we eat every day. It's just something that we eat to facilitate certain levels of protein and minerals that you may not be able to get from vegetables and fruits alone. So, in a sense, we are still on the B6 diet with the addition of organic meats in a moderate level, not on a daily basis. Seafood as well.
So
Seafood,
do you guys have like a because I know like in certain structure there's like or certain diets there's like okay you have to eat from this time to that time this time like some people fast and eat from a certain allotted of time. What is your schedule as far as eating and things like that?
So before 12, you want to eat light. You don't want to overload your digestive system with heavy foods. You want to eat nuts, fruits, simple. Drink you some water. Solar noon, when the sun is at its highest, you want to eat your meal because it gives your body enough time to digest it before you have to go to sleep. If you eat late, you're asking your digestive system to start working while you're trying to go to sleep, which is not going to allow your body to properly rebuild its DNA. After 12, after you eat your solar noon, you can still eat. You can eat, smaller things, fruit, nuts, you know, whatever small, whatever something that's light. But you don't want to eat 3 heavy meals throughout the day like the American tradition has instructed us to do. So solar noon is when we eat our meal, and then you eat around that. Eat as much nuts as you want, drink you some water, fruit, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that you want, avocado toast, something light. You don't want to be so heavy on the food during those times outside of that solar noon window.
Okay, so would this diet be the reason why you have gotten a little bit thinner?
Oh no. The people around me were draining my freaking energy. Give it a few, and you'll see me change. Trust me. Give me a few. Give me a few. And
A
not
lot
to
of people,
mention,
they were like, "True looks sick." They thought that you were sick. They said that you were malnutrition, that
right.
you weren't eating. A lot of
Yeah,
people speculated that because you guys were doing a lot of the drills, you didn't have time to eat. Did you guys have time to eat throughout those drills?
of course, yeah. Of
So
course.
because of the energy, that's the reason why you were a lot thinner.
Yes, like I told you, people are your greatest source of energy. And if you're around people that are thinking counter thoughts of you, that means they're pulling energy away from you. The people who left, they were thinking about leaving the whole time. So that was a destructive interference in our field. Now that the field is gone, the ability to expand and flourish is now greater. So
All
give it a
right.
few, like
I'll
give
play
it a few,
another
give it
video.
a few.
I'm gonna
Huh?
play another video for you, and then we'll go from there.
No.
So here's what's gonna happen in my story, guys. Solar's gonna betray me, and he's gonna go with, and they're gonna start their own thingy, trolling me. It's the whole thing is coming. Solar and the Tiri are gonna be their own chief and goddess. Solar, blink twice if you want to leave.
What, just time on the blink?
Yo, y'all can't smoke no more.
All right. So in that video, I guess Three God was given a prediction that Solar would leave and start trolling him. Is that something that kind of manifested?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. The part about him leaving was accurate. Is he trolling? I don't know. I don't follow anyone. I don't watch anyone. You know how much of my life that yo, for the last few years, I've had to give portion of my life to other people. Now that that is no longer the case, I'm giving all of my life to myself now so that I can be of service, finally be of greater service to Chief. You can't even be a great servant if you're not allowing yourself to be at 100%. Now that my reality is clear, I'm becoming better.
Was there a competition of egos
Between
you and Solar?
I've always knew I was the greatest.
Because what I see is when I talk to you, I get that you're highly intelligent, and speaking to Solar or hearing him speak also, he sounds highly intelligent, but I can see that there was kind of a competition on who is the greatest disciple.
You, from your perception, that's what you got.
From my perception.
Your perception and reality is two different things.
Okay.
I never see any competition.
Because you were what would you classify yourself as?
I called myself the greatest disciple of the Most High Chief Three God a long time ago.
Okay. So
And
would
it's
you say
still,
that you were built for this and you're at a higher level, so it wasn't no competition because you were kind of a better disciple than he was?
what does it look like?
I mean, you're still there, but I thought that y'all was still working together, that y'all was still on the same frequency. So
The time will tell.
so you, from your reality, are the better disciple.
I am the greatest disciple of the Most High Chief Three God, period.
So you're at the top of the chain. So if there's a pecking order, it would go Three God, and then it would go Archangel True. Is that how it goes? And then it would go what is the order?
There is no order because it's only one mind, one self. There's only me and Three God. That's it. I don't see nobody else. I don't even know who you talking about.
Okay.
That's the mentality I have. I understand what you mean in one regards. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being delusional here or facetious. I'm letting you know the mentality you have to win in life. When I was in school, I didn't see nobody. When I was in the military, I didn't see nobody. The only thing I see is me and the things that I need to work on that's stopping me. External people, they can't stop me from doing nothing because I know that the greatest enemy I've ever had to face and will always have to face is something within me. The greatest enemy in my life is me. The greatest source of all of my problems is me. If I'm looking for the devil, it'll be me. So I have to make sure that I'm working on me. Other people, focusing on them, that's a distraction in itself.
Okay. So we're gonna move off from that. So another principle. So in would you classify carbonation as a religion or?
No, our religion is science.
Oh, okay. So with the science, so in principles, there are diet, right? There is scheduling, and then a part of it is also a big thing that people want to know the science or how you guys do it is about hygiene. For some reason across the internet, there has been I don't know if it's a rumor, if it's true, of like hygiene things being said. So I know that in Muslim community, and I think you've talked about how you kind of tie your science to the Quran and things like that. So I know like a lot of the Muslims, they don't like wear deodorant and stuff like that. Is that something that is like a principle for you guys? Like You get what I'm saying?
Well, you want to know if not wearing deodorant is a principle?
Yeah.
Well, not wearing deodorant isn't a principle. It's what happens.
Do you guys wear deodorant? And then I guess if you don't wear deodorant, then
You want to know why?
Yeah.
No. The reason why is I'll give you two reasons why. One, your natural odor is pheromones that are genetically designed for you to attract the person that's for you. So where one person may find a hideous stench, another person might find a pleasing aroma. Do you know that a daughter is actually supposed to find her father to be stinky so that she doesn't mate with him? There's actual primitive technology in your pheromones. You can tell a lot about a person based upon their natural scent. But if people are always covering up these indicators, they're disregarding something important that their body is trying to tell them about something that's going on with them. Secondly, when you talk about deodorant, oh, well, when I put it on my skin, that's the farthest my mind goes. But that's not the farthest that the deodorant goes. The deodorant, because your skin is not concrete, it's not plastic. Your skin has pores, so it's constantly absorbing different things. So the deodorant you put on your arm will then make its way into your bloodstream. You don't want the chemicals that's in your deodorant to make it to your bloodstream off the strength of you covering up an odor that you need to address the source of. Because if you stink as a person, you don't need to put deodorant on. You need to figure out, why do you stink?
So how do you prevent? Do you stink or do you not? How do you prevent it?
So you prevent it by eating properly, because your body is typically going to excrete what you put in. Most people stink because they drink cow milk. They eat cow cheese. They eat things that the body is recognizing as toxins. And the stench that they smell is the body trying to let them know, hey, something that you put in doesn't need to go in here no more. But what do people do? They keep eating their favorite foods, appeasing to their desires, and covering up the signals with deodorant. And also, all you have to do is use mild. You don't have to use deodorant. Just use a mild soap. Just use a mild soap. Use Dr. Bronner's soap, and you're good. And if you eat clean for an extended period of time, you find that you begin to smell like your food.
Really? So what does the food smell like?
You ever smelled a potato before?
Yeah, I don't like the way potatoes smell.
What kind of potatoes you be buying?
I don't know. I don't like the way the
potatoes have a pretty neutral smell. It becomes a neutral smell, is what I'm saying. When you think about the smell of an avocado, you don't think of nothing. It's a neutral smell. Like fruits have a, they don't. It becomes a neutral smell.
Oh, okay. So as long as you keep a clean diet, you don't have to cover up your smell. You will smell like the fruit.
You'll smell like the food you're eating, and in addition to that, your body will release certain pheromones because
So
of how.
why did they say that you guys got kicked off of the plane because of the way you smelled?
Well, that was because I wasn't there, but that was because Chief was detained in immigration for days, and they didn't allow them to take a shower, and they immediately had them leave immigration and go get a flight. So of course they didn't smell good because they weren't allowed to clean themselves.
Okay, so if you are allowed to clean yourselves, how often do you clean yourself, and how often do you like? Because I know that some people bathe every day, some people bathe two times a week, some people bathe once a week. So within the natural scent that you have and eating your diet, how often do you guys clean yourself, or the need to clean yourself, and how does that work?
Well, you can clean yourself daily. It's just to the degree that you need to clean yourself, because you have different variables. You know, you might have been sweating a little bit more today than usual, or you know what I'm saying, it may have been hotter out there today than usual. But you typically want to stay away from the showers because of what's in the water. What comes out of your
Stay away
shower?
from the water too?
Yeah, you haven't studied the water.
Yeah, but on the outside, you know.
No, your skin is porous, remember?
Uh,
Whatever is on the outside of your skin is being absorbed. It's not like it's carbon fiber. Your skin has pores. It's open all the time. So the water that you bathe in and the water that you take a shower in, it's full of chemicals.
so how often should we be exposed to the chemicals in the shower?
I would recommend you do it twice a week. Twice a week. You could do bird baths every day to hit your hot spots, but a full-fledged shower, I wouldn't do it more than twice a week. Not a
So
full-fledged
if
shower.
you do a shower more than twice a week, you are potentially.
Predisposing yourself to things like chlorine, fluoride, leads, things of that nature that are pharmaceuticals that's in the water. Um, because the water that we're using is not like purified water.
So what about if you get purified water? Can you bathe in purified water every day?
Yeah, you can from that degree. But even the purified water, I mean, unless you actually go to the extent of testing it, you don't know if it's actually purified or if it's just slapped on with a label.
So what kind of water do you drink?
We drink alkaline water, spring
Can you
water.
bathe with alkaline water?
You can.
Or would that be a waste?
No, you can. You can. You with the nature of the system that we're in, you have to do the best that you can. And the best that you can do is not putting on deodorant. The best that you can do is not staying in a hot shower for 30 minutes. That's not the best you can do. The best you could do is stay away from the showers as much as possible and not wear deodorant and deal with the fact that your body is going to have to detoxify from the things that you put in it. And
So what
most
about the women who have periods and things like that? How do you guys navigate through that?
well, then that would require you to be in a higher level of cleanliness more than you would normally do. So, but still, you would want to minimize your time in the shower regardless. Do what you got to do to keep that cleanliness up, but don't be in there having fun in the shower because there's nothing fun about what's in the water.
What about after intercourse? Because you mentioned how our bodies are made for reproduction and things like that. So, if you are intimate with a partner and maybe you like ejaculate in them or something like that, do you clean up after or do you not?
Yeah, I've always done that. I'm gonna clean up after that. I'm cleaning up.
So, after an intimate session, you would wash off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. I feel like we got through, I guess, a lot of the questions. I had so many more. I guess the last thing that I've seen, a lot of people wanted to know about the diseases and how you guys heal them. If you can elaborate on that.
Well, the Most High Chief Three God teaches us that all disease comes from stress, and all stress comes from unhealthy thought patterns. So, if you can address the thought pattern, you can heal any disease because disease is not something that is not directly connected to a mental state. Disease is a state of being. It's not something that you can get from somebody else. It's not something that can hop on you or jump on you real quick like a bug or something. It's a state of existence. It's a
But they
mental
can
state.
also be transmitted through DNA, right?
No, no, that's
HIV and herpes and all of those things can be transmitted through.
no. That's just what you was introduced to, and that's what you believe, and so that's what you're gonna go with. You can't catch nothing from nobody. Your body is only going to express something that's an extension of something that you're doing. And once you
You have
address, so
with
what?
somebody who has HIV, and then your body starts doing what the person who had HIV that you had sex with body is doing, then what is that?
What?
You said you can't catch nothing. So I'm saying if you're intimate with somebody and they have symptoms of, I guess, like a disease called HIV, and then they are intimate with a person in carbonation and their body starts to exude those same symptoms, then what is that?
That doesn't mean that it came from the other person. It means that you're now on that same thought frequency and your body is expressing identical indicators that you need to address from your mind. It all goes back to the mind. Like I told you, dis-ease. Listen at the word itself, dis-ease. It's not something you can have. It's a state of being. If you address the source of the state, which is stress, which is caused by an unhealthy thought pattern, you remove yourself from a state of dis-ease. You can't have a dis-ease and be at a state of ease. You can't be in two different opposing states of existence simultaneously. So when you address the cause of the stress, the dis-ease will be removed because you will be at a state of ease. Can you have an ease?
Any of the indicators that you had prior and then it was eased once you entered into carbonation?
I didn't hear that first part.
Did you have any of the what we would classify as what would be a disease that was later healed in carbonation?
No, I never had any diseases that was healed before I came here.
No.
I didn't have them problems.
Okay. What about your master chief?
No.
Oh, okay. I think we kind of got cut off. I guess we went over the eating, we went over hygiene, we went over okay, what about we went over the misconception of carbonation. Are you interested in having more children?
Not in this world.
No.
Not in this world. I'm gonna wait until this world falls.
Are you gonna do like a how do you prevent it?
What do you mean? How do you prevent it? You don't do the act that causes it.
So are you not gonna have sex no more? Never? Are you celibate right now?
Not until this world falls.
Why?
Because introducing a child into this world exposes them to the patterns of this world subconsciously. And I don't want this world to be perpetuated anymore. I want this world to be destroyed.
How long have you been celibate?
Like 3-4 months now.
Oh, okay. Is that the reason why you weren't in the infamous OnlyFans video?
Nah, that didn't pick me. She didn't pick me.
Oh, if she would have picked you, you would have been in the video?
I probably would have been in the video, man. Yeah, she didn't pick me though.
Have you ever been with a transgender person before?
Mm-mm.
That would have been your first time?
Mm-hmm.
So, is that something that you always wanted to do? Like, why would you have done it if she would have picked you, but you didn't do it before that?
The first time I had an opportunity to do it, I was in Korea. And there's this place called Hooker Hill, where the whole hill on both sides, prostitutes on both sides, and it's legal in Korea. And at a particular point up the hill, it had TS on the outside of the door. And I was like, what does TS mean? And then I seen the girl in there, but I could tell that it wasn't a girl, it was a man. Man looking like a girl. And I was like, yeah, I can't go in here. Cause you like in the military, you weren't supposed to go up there. You weren't supposed to be in there. But I was like, yo, I can't. It's already enough that I'm up here. And if I go in here, then I get caught and then they find out I was with a transsexual. It's like, I felt like it was gonna be bad on my reputation. So I didn't do it. So it was never something that I was like, it was always something that I thought about because I seen it on porn. But it was like I never like had the courage to actually do it because I was like, oh man, it's gonna be weird. But now I don't care. I seen one today that I'll be with.
But you said that you forever are not gonna do it no more.
I can't have no babies by no transsexual. You straight.
You're not gonna have sex with women anymore.
No, I'm just messing with you. The initial reason why I decided to be celibate was because 3 got introduced to us the nature of what sperm actually was and how long it took for the sperm to regenerate. It was at one point, I was ejaculating daily at one point. Three Guys showed us an article that said that it took 60 to 75 days for your sperm to be fully regenerated. Not only that, Three God gave us an understanding of how much we devalue our sperm. We devalue our sperm so much that we literally shoot it out into a plastic trash bag and throw it away. We shoot it out on rags and socks and just throw it away, not realizing that this is the very life force and the essence that sparks the egg to further your genetics. Like, these are your genetics you're throwing away, which means that there's a deep level of low self-esteem in Black men collectively, and I intend to stop that. And it also prevents me, or not just me, it's bigger than me, it prevents us as men from ejaculating.
All right. So I'm going to stop that right there. That is a 2-year-old interview that I did with him. And the thumbnail that you see on the screen is the thumbnail that is on the actual video. I'll probably link it down below so that you guys can watch it. It was a 4-hour long video of, trying to learn the knowledge and trying to get an understanding mixed with, I was like a real distracted in this interview. I was looking back at it and I was like, I was not paying attention. His testimony was very strong in the actual trial. So I'm very proud of him and the growth that he has. But it's interesting to look back at like the interview. Here's a video that Aaron did a few months ago, I think a few months to a year ago, and he was talking about why he left Carbonation and what made him decide to change. So let's do this quick flashback and then we'll be out.
Temporary location until I decide to go somewhere else. Yeah, I'm in Georgia for the time being. I'm feeling good. I feel like I've been battling with myself for quite some time now, and I know I would see, what's up, Rain? I know I would see other people leave Carbonation, and I would immediately dismiss them as, traitors or backstabbers and all demons and all those things of that nature. But I think that that's intellectually lazy. I think that there should be thorough investigation as to why this pattern of people leaving has persisted for 5-6 years. And the only conclusion that we've reached as a group is that, oh, they're demons and they're in their lower self. There's no acknowledgement that the environment that we facilitated as the kingdom of God is in fact not a kingdom of God or a kingdom of heaven at all. But because people are so heavily invested into an idea, it's kind of hard for them to let go of that idea. I think back and I realize that a lot of the things we were diagnosing other people with were in fact things that we suffer from, like Stockholm syndrome, cognitive dissonance. People in Carbonation definitely have Stockholm syndrome. They definitely experience cognitive dissonance at any introduction to any thought pattern that goes against the one that we were instructed to believe as the absolute truth. Yeah, it was difficult, Tiffany. But the thing about it is that I think no matter how delusional a person is, whether that be Charles Manson or Adolf Hitler, I think eventually people get tired of lying to themselves and they just inevitably just accept reality. You said, what took you so long? I think that, like I said earlier, I think that it was the idea of what I initially set out to do. That's what kept me so long. I wanted to realize that dream and that vision so bad that I literally tolerated things that even showed that that dream wasn't going to come to pass and that we actually weren't working towards that goal at all. But I just kept clinging onto the idea that eventually it would turn out to be what I thought it was. Yeah, I could see it being pride as well. You know, we would like to say that everybody else, oh yeah, everybody else is in their 7 deadly sins, but we were in fact expressing our 7 deadly sins as well. Yeah, I eat meat. I need to actually investigate thoroughly if human beings are in fact designed to eat meat or not. I know that that's a big back and forth between vegans and vegetarians and people who believe in eating meat. So I just need to sit down and do my investigation. I need to look at more than just a meme on Instagram and a Google search from 1 or 2 articles and allow that to be enough to confirm my belief system. I think that we did that a lot. I think that we would take articles that said we were right and only listen to those articles and then stand on that as if there isn't a host of other articles that are in the contrary to what you believe. Why do I eat meat? Because for one, that's the diet that I was raised on, and we know that our behavior patterns are instilled when we're young. And so I would say that it's part habit, and also intuitively I feel like meat consumption creates a sense of fulfillment that just eating vegetables and other plant products just don't do. And like I said, I'm still allowing myself the opportunity to be scientific and actually investigate things rather than just saying, oh, I think this. Let me look up 3 or 4 Google articles that say I'm right. And I'm right because these 4 articles said I was right. Rather than taking the time to really go through a subject in depth to finally determine and reach an accurate conclusion as to whether or not it's right or wrong. Why not eat plant-based meats? It's not the same. I want to investigate it. I'm not vegan and I'm not pro meat. I just don't feel like I have enough evidence to determine a solid understanding as to what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. I think that there is a possibility that there's an overconsumption in meat because of the meat industry and their need for profit. But have I reached a solid conclusion as to, you know, meat causes cancer and we can't digest meat and all those things like that? Soy is not for men. It creates imbalance in them. I've seen a documentary from a credible source that says that that's not true. Imperial Christmas. I think that the internet allows people to believe in whatever they want to believe in and select the articles that say they're right. Tell me about it, Tay. But I don't think do you means go out here and I can do whatever I want. No, I don't believe in that. I believe that I should objectively determine the things that are best for me. Oh yeah, that's a good question, Cash Queen. A lot of people were saying that we were changing our mind because of legal advice. Nobody instructed me to do this. I was down to be a part of Carbon Nation no matter what type of legal consequences arise. It wasn't legal consequences that made me change my mind. What made me change my mind was finally accepting that the direction we were going in is not a direction that I wish to continue to travel. And I'm not going to continue to travel down these paths just because you said I should. That's not why I fucking joined in the first place. I didn't join because you said, hey, you should come out here. No, I looked at him. I looked at Carbon Nation. I said, that makes objective sense. That makes objective sense. Then when it started turning into a circus shit show where you should just do whatever you're told, I said, this ain't even in alignment with my thought process. I've never been somebody that's just going to do things because I'm told to do so. And I'm constantly looking at where did I lose track? And right now in this moment, the only conclusion I've reached is that it wasn't Carbon Nation that I was attached to or anybody there as much as it was me being attached to my own decision and having too much pride to accept that I made the wrong decision and return back to where I started from. And I understand you feel like you're doing the right thing or whatever, Honor, but nobody said we were swindled. I repeatedly said that I take responsibility for what I did, but I understand you feel like you're doing the right thing or whatever. You feel like you got to defend whoever you feel like you got to defend. I been knew what Chief was about. What he was about initially and what he transformed to is not the same thing. And if you can't see that, then that's fine. I'm not about to get ugly with you or call you out your name or make this into a clout chasing situation. I was actually there. You was on the outside looking in. So your experience is not even equivalent to me. And I don't even know why I'm even, but it's okay. I understand why you're doing it. Am I scared of retaliation? No, they can do whatever they want to do. The fact that they need to retaliate says a lot about them as a group of people. And I know people, I mean, y'all are eventually going to get tired. What's going on, Keys? I mean, y'all are going to get tired of this anyway. When I say power got to his head, I feel like it went from, yeah, I would say that there was an abuse of power present. I tried to let you up, Keys, but it wasn't accepted. I've been having that issue all day. I don't know what's going on. Do I think the women will leave? I hope so. I hope so. And also, I want y'all to understand that this is a tactic that we use in Carbonation, that when people leave, you have to go out your way to make them feel bad. I did it, so I can't even be mad that other people are doing it in the chat. I did it, so I deserve it. I don't know why people think that I'm playing a victim or anything. I deserve the exact same treatment that I treated and how I treated people when they left. I wasn't trying to understand why they left. The only thing I was doing was trying to make them feel bad for leaving. Anna, I already said out loud. That lets me know I know you didn't watch the whole 6-hour interview, because the whole interview was us talking about how we allowed it to happen. That's one of my main points, is that I want to understand how I allowed it to happen. But I don't blame you. I understand why you're doing it, because that's what you do in Carbonation. When people leave, you make them feel bad for leaving. That's what you do. Like, I don't know why you're trying to do something to me that I've done to people for a number of years. It's not new, but I deserve it because I was doing it. You said that flies bothering you? You stupid. Am I still concerned with the fall of Babylon? I would rather be out here and Babylon fall than to live a lie. I tried to add you, Keys. It wouldn't let. I tried to. I hit accept and everything. This has been a reoccurring thing today. I don't know if it's an Instagram glitch or what. I'm on the Wi-Fi too, and I know the Wi-Fi is good, but it didn't. Y'all know I'm in the country, flies and gnats everywhere, and I'm sweating too. Oh, please call me Aaron too, if y'all don't mind. I ain't never had no bad blood with Keys, man. If he got questions, that's fine. Yeah, I'm glad that I accepted what's the point of a 6-hour interview? The point of a 6-hour interview, if you watch the interview, I said it. It's for me to be able to talk about what happened, because I know you may not know or not, but talking about your experiences is a very critical component of understanding your experiences, as well as sharing your experiences for other people who may have had similar experiences. You said there's no need to mention them if I take full accountability. Well, that's your opinion, and I think otherwise. I think that it's necessary for me to move past the fear of speaking out against a certain person. So you have your opinion, and I have, and you have yours. And I know you want to defend, but I don't think you fully understand what you're defending. But it's okay. Defend. I know she didn't listen to the interview because we took accountability, and we rarely mentioned Nature Boy's name throughout the interview. It wasn't a typical interview that you see where people go on a 6-hour rant talking about what he did to me and, you know, this is my story, but that's not what we talked about. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. You're doing what I call a SIR, SIR, is a standard issue response. After a while, you know, I think I say after a while because it took me so long to catch on, but people have been catching on to the standard issue responses to carbonation. That's why it's so fake, because it's rare that people are being authentic and coming from their heart. No, I'm not a victim, and I already said I'm not a victim. But it's okay. I understand. But it's okay. I understand what you're doing.